Welcome everybody to episode 15 of the effing title, and today we have our 10th guest, I do believe, if I count it correctly. He is one of the best streamers in sports and fitness. He's still learning to read, but that's okay. And he recently has started playing more games on his stream. It is Eat It Pal _ Is it okay if I call you Eat It, though?
Yeah, Eat It's totally cool.
All right, there we go. How you doing, bud?
Good. What is up, Husky? Finally.
Not much. Yeah, I know, right? So for everyone out there, well, let me do this first. Why don't you tell the good people about yourself?
My name is Eat It Pal. Yeah, I don't know. I do sports and fitness stream on Twitch, which I didn't originally intend to do, but yeah. So I do a sports and fitness stream on Twitch and play some video games. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, you can say whatever you want, as long as you don't get me banned.
Right. Which can easily happen with
the
way my streams go.
Yeah. If you guys have never watched one of his streams, I will be leaving a link in the description so you guys can watch and go check him out. I highly suggest it. It's a lot of fun going into his chat and just fucking around. And then he lifts some, and then he picks some weights up and he puts them down sometimes.
Yeah, that happens occasionally.
So yeah, like what we were saying a little bit beforehand. I think we've known each other now for a good couple, like maybe a year, couple months,
probably, yeah,
something like that. This is the first time we've ever been on the mics together.
Yeah, because Husky is scared of PC for some reason.
Come
over to the master race, dude.
I mean, it's one of those things, though. Technically, I do play PC games. I play Valorant. So technically, I mean, all right. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fair. But, man, you got to come over to PC full time.
Well, okay, so because this topic has been brought up 3 weeks in a row now, I will repeat it I'll repeat my answer yet again for the same time for the last 3 weeks, which is eventually I will get a PC. It's going to happen, but I will not be playing Apex or Overwatch on said PC.
Why is there a firm line?
Because I have grinded my ass off for the last 2 years for Overwatch, a year now for Apex on Xbox. Mm-hmm. I ain't restarting.
Fair enough. I mean, I can respect that for sure, and it sucks because even if you did switch over at this point, you would never take it as serious as you do.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, then it's one of those things. It's like I don't know if you've ever seen me playing Valorant or not, but when I do, I have a tough time moving on that game. Let alone the amount of movement that goes on in a game like Apex. I'm like, nah. I'll be plugging my Xbox controller in and playing, if anything.
Right. But, that's why I'm surprised that Lauren, she came over from Xbox and she had the heirloom knife and shit for Wraith. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm sort of surprised she switched.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very stuck in my ways. I've been a console player for my entire life, and yeah.
I mean, that's how most of us started, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just well, and the other thing as well, the thing that I kind of like with it is that it makes me anyway. It makes me feel like it's unique. The channel's unique because I am my setup, the way that I do things, and I'm on console. You don't see a lot of streamers like that,
Right. For sure.
So so that's kind of another big one for me. But all right. So,
yeah, that is true. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was gonna say that is true. You never really see console players put in this much time into OBS, or I'm assuming I don't know what she is.
I use OBS.
Yeah, OBS, and I don't know. You put a lot of work into it, and you'll see a lot of these console players where they're just using the onboard streaming thing, where it's a little icon up in the top corner. It looks like shit.
Bro, I used that for the first 2 weeks of me streaming, and then I figured out how to do it on the computer, and then it was okay, now shit's starting to click a little bit, and then just from then it's just
Right.
Now I've got I think I have fucking 15 different scenes now, something like that.
Right. Yeah, mine's pretty elaborate too. I don't know. I really love that part of it, tweaking it and figuring out the best way to organize everything, because it can get out of hand pretty quick.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's this morning I got bored and I was I didn't want to stream. I didn't want to start clipping. It was 8:00 in the morning, so I worked on my channel trailer, and of course, I just did a bunch of stuff on the video editor that I've never done before. But it was just small tweaks. I was trying to get the audio right because there were scenes where my voice would peak, and it would cause a cracking sound in the audio.
Okay. So you were 13 again.
Yeah, so I was trying to crack that because even though I look 13, I don't want to sound it,
But how old are you?
I am. Wow, actually, now that I say it, I just switched the numbers around to 13. There you go.
Oh, so you're 31.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Huh.
I'm an old man. I'm the
At what
old.
point do you become an old man?
See, I've been an old man since I left college, bro. Like my body's so fucked,
Yeah.
with all that. So, I mean, it was one of those things a few days ago. One of my buddies in college impacted. Well, he took his helmet straight to my sternum, bruised my sternum, and I think I have an impacted rib. I've never actually
Oh
gone to
my.
the doctors yet, but it feels like it because there's a divot in
Uh,
my chest.
yeah,
Um,
that's probably not
well, no, no, no. So,
not good.
so every now and then, like maybe once every 2, 3 months, I'll get a very big pressure and pain in my chest, and I literally have to like stretch my arms out and back, and it will pop, and it will be an audible like
Dude,
in my chest.
Jesus. You got to get that taken care of.
Oh, I do. It's like I said, every 2 to 3 months, I stretch and you know,
Uh, am I soft, Lauren?
I don't know. I just turned you up on my thing.
Okay,
So,
cool, cool.
all right. So on to the topics for today. We got three really good topics. Two of which I know pretty much, a good amount about. The last one I have no fucking clue about. It's health and fitness. It's podcast. It's poker. I thought it was very like this is what I'm talking about. I love when I ask people like, "What do you want to talk about?" and they immediately have ideas, and it's like it's just them. Like
Right.
like you may not have had these immediately, but like these were
Mm.
pretty close to like the very first ones you had.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't have any new ones. I was trying to think of other things too, just in case,
Hmm.
because like poker, for instance, I don't know. Yeah,
Oh,
I shouldn't start talking about it now.
I got some great things written down here. As soon as we get there,
Sweet.
don't
Okay.
you worry about that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but fitness and health. Of course, I know a lot of your backstory.
Right.
The people don't. So
People
the
don't.
big thing that I wrote, the very first one was, "What has fitness done for you?" And that's kind of a huge like opening one, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can take this for quite a long story.
Exactly. So
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, for me, it all started because, as a wee little lad, just a young boy, I grew up in a household where like family dinners and things like that weren't the most important thing in the world, and it was kind of just like eat what you wanted when you wanted. And as a young boy with no boundaries, I just ate whatever the fuck I wanted, and which caused me to become way overweight at such a young age. I mean, I'm talking like I remember being in sixth grade. So I don't even know how old you are in sixth grade, 11, 12.
something like that. I think.
Um, I remember weighing 200 pounds, and I remember we all had to weigh ourselves in science class, and me being just so embarrassed
Really,
to step on the scale. Yeah.
really putting me on the fucking spot there with that one. Holy shit.
Why?
Two
Have you always been a
hundred.
big dude too?
200. Yeah, I wish I've ever
At,
seen that number.
at 11 years old, how were you always a big dude? Yeah.
Let's see. When I first, because what I moved to America when I was 13. The first time I ever weighed myself was freshman year of high school, and I was 250.
I was definitely there too. I mean, I'm talking sixth grade, so high school 3 years later.
True.
I mean, because yeah, that's that is about where I was bigger than that for sure my freshman year, because it was my junior year of high school. So I had that shitty upbringing, shitty diet, and then just ate whatever I wanted. And then by the time I got to my junior year of high school, I weighed 348 pounds. So I mean, I'm 16 years old and I'm 348 pounds, which is insane.
How tall are you
I
as well, by
remember
the way?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay.
Yep.
Just to give everybody a idea, because it's one of those things where you can say that, and then it's like if it's
And
five
I'm seven.
five, then it's like holy fuck.
Right,
But then
right.
if you're 6'4", like some people, you just get told, oh yeah, no, you look proportional, and it's like no, I fucking
Yeah,
don't.
you wear it well.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Oh,
my fat ass fucking face doesn't think so.
that's the one that get like you wear it well. It's like yeah, when I have long hair, I look like I'm a pregnant lady with a fat ass. Like
You wanna
thanks.
call me Pam.
Yeah.
Um, right, but oh, yeah, so I remember stepping on the scale and, my buddy's grandpa had a scale and I stepped on it and it went up to 300 pounds and it wrapped around, went past the 300 and like tanked. I'm like, golly. So, and my buddy's family are all pretty overweight. I mean, everyone I was around was very overweight as well.
Hmm.
So it was just normal. It wasn't that big of a deal. And yeah, so I and then what am I saying here? Oh yeah, so that all happened. And then so junior year of high school, I was in science class, and there was a student teacher in there. Um, he wasn't even an actual teacher, student teacher, and he was explaining just how fat works and how you lose weight, how you burn fat and get fat off of your body. And I mean, the way he explained it to me, or he explained it to the class was, and the way he explained it to the class was, he just said, like fat is stored energy. So, and calories are energy. And if
Mm-hmm.
you eat too much energy or calories, if you eat too many calories, your body will store it for later.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to get rid of that fat is that stored energy is to eat less energy than your body burns. And then it'll use the fat as energy to live. Um, so once he said that, it clicked. And that summer, I went on a 500 calorie diet,
Damn.
which I definitely wouldn't recommend to anybody. That was pretty crazy. Every time I stood up, I'd like almost black out.
Fun times.
Yeah, but it worked. I mean, in about 4.5, 5 months, I lost 100 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
Like my thing with like it's crazy thing like you just said 500 calories. Like
mhm.
that's crazy to think about. I was doing one at one point where I was doing what was that? I was doing basically like the size of your palm. That was your entire meal.
Mm,
You know, so of course,
jeez.
so I mean, there was days when I remember because it was like I was coaching. I would coach in the morning, come home, and I would cook up one like Italian sausage, and then by the time that was it, that was my lunch, just one, and then I
Yeah.
would go back and coach again for the rest of the day. You know,
Damn.
but of course that's not healthy. I remember in college, me and
No.
my roommate Big John, we were eating the little rice cakes.
Oh, yeah, the round rice case. I know
Yeah,
what you're talking
so
about.
we would eat like breakfast where we would have like 6 hard-boiled eggs. Then we'd eat rice cakes for lunch, and we'd have like two of them, and then we'd have dinner. And dinner would be like either like the entree or like the veggie, But like that's what we were doing for a little bit, and it's crazy thinking about the different sort of shit like that that
Right.
works, but it's just terrible for you. Like the Snickers diet. Have you ever heard of that?
No, what is that?
So a scientist wanted to prove a point that it literally is just kind of as a calorie thing.
It's calories in,
So
calories out.
I think it was Snickers. I could be wrong with that. It's a candy bar. He had a candy bar, one for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and that was it. And he did it for like 3 or 4 months, and he lost a ton of weight. But all the rest of his numbers were absolutely terrible.
Oh, I'm sure. You're
but
right. Yeah, yeah.
but he was just proving the point that like you can lose weight by doing these things. It's just not always the best option.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the cool thing too about it is like once you like really grasp and understand that, it's just calories in, calories out. You have to be in a caloric deficit and you will burn fat. It's I don't
Or
know. There's something that's cool about it because you realize like, oh, I can have pizza still as long as, but if I have that pizza, I can't have,
hmm
whatever I want in the morning,
yeah. Well, and it's one of the ones where like the biggest weight loss I've ever had was it was almost 100 pounds. I never
Mm,
actually got to 100. I was like 98. Um,
damn, so close.
yeah, I was. It was one of those things where it was like it was so close, and it was like right before my birthday. And my birthday, I always get a large meat lovers stuffed crust from Pizza Hut. That's my
Let's
cake. That's
go.
the only thing I get. That's the only thing I
Let's
want for my birthday is that one of those. Bum. So it was like it was just like at the worst time to be like at that 100% deficit. Like 100% loss.
right.
But for me doing that, like I was doing the DDP yoga diet that he has with his program, and I had modified it based off of my money and where I lived and stuff like that. But like that's all I was doing. It was I was eating some veg and I was eating it was under what the hell was it? It was under half a pound of like protein per meal. Like that's it, you know.
Wow.
And that's
Yeah.
like I wouldn't recommend that to anyone,
Right.
but
Right.
it worked, you
It
know.
works. Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to do, if you're trying to build muscle and become, you're trying to put muscle on, obviously 500 calories, you can't do both at the
hmm
same time. I mean, you can within reason, but not like that.
Yeah. I mean, and
Um,
it's just like it's one of those things where and this kind of comes to the next point that I have here, which is the positives and negatives of health and fitness. But like kind of a positive and a negative. You can kind of lose weight any way you want. It's just you gotta figure out which way you want to do it. Because like, could
Mhm.
I just go over to the store, buy a dozen eggs every single day, and just have eggs every single day? Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's what's fucked up is, like, when I go on diets recently, that's what I do, dude. I'm having eggs and sausage for dinner almost every single
like
night.
it's like um, but yeah, no, it's just it's crazy thinking about it from that aspect of it. Um,
Right,
but like so some positives and negatives. So let's start with the negatives. The negatives are always fun to start with, right? Um,
right.
so like some of the negatives is like I can only imagine because of course you're a big one for you stream workouts and doing all that stuff. Um, it's and of course I used to do a bunch of this stuff. I don't anymore. Shocking. Um, it's
Right.
very time consuming,
Yeah, definitely.
very time consuming, and I feel like that's the biggest knock against it. Really.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge negative, especially if you don't have a place to work out near you, whether it's in your house or just a gym local.
Hmm.
It's tough. It's tough to like spend 15, 20 minutes driving to a gym, putting in an hour and a half, 30 minutes on the treadmill, 45 minutes in the weight room, and then either showering there, which I don't know, is that something people actually do? Because I can imagine doing that. And then getting in your fucking car all sweaty, driving home. It's like, God, dude, 3 hours and 2.5, 3 hours, and I mean, you just burned of your entire day.
Exactly. I mean, like, and I think as well the big one is that everybody wants to be kind of given like this is what you do. And I know you and
Mhm.
me have talked about this before in DMs or even on your stream, but like everybody knows exactly the thing that you need to do in order to get the right success. You
What
know
do you
what I
mean by
mean?
that?
So as in like so if I say, like when you squat, do you want to be looking up or you want to be looking down?
Oh, right. Wait,
Everybody's
are you saying this sarcastically? Like everyone has the right answer? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
no,
saying right now?
yeah, like everyone has the right answer. So no matter who you
Yeah.
ask or no matter who you talk to, they're gonna have the
Mhm.
right answer. I remember, it's like, I worked out, I did a bunch of it in college, which when I was playing football, when I was, learning about it in classes, and then I come back home, and there's two trainers in my town.
Mhm.
Both of them have drastically different techniques, drastically different experiences, drastically different
Right.
everything. And then I'm there, and they're trying to teach me how to do this, and I'm sitting there like, no, fuck you. This is how
Right. Yeah.
so like there was literally we had three people in the town that were telling kids to do it three different ways.
Yeah. And that's tough, I run into that all the time because I do a fitness stream on my channel, and honestly, I know I keep saying like I always say that I'm pretty new to this, lifting weights, and I kind of am, in the fact that like I don't study it at all. Like I don't enjoy watching technique videos or learning the perfect way to do it. So I'll have all these people come into my chat, 20, 30 people sometimes, all telling me to do shit differently,
Oh yeah, I mean, like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like there's been times when I've been in your chat and like people are saying stuff like that, and you're literally just see me, and I'm just like, just fucking do it how you do it. It's like
Right.
because
Mhm.
like
Which is But what's great about that is, like, I've picked up some pretty great things from that.
oh
I've
yeah,
taken a bits and pieces of what everyone said, and now I recently started a new program, and I'm doing way higher volume. I'm doing so many reps, and I just realized a few weeks, like probably about 2 weeks ago, I remember saying out loud, like, "Holy fuck!" Like, I'm really in a groove now. Like when I get underneath the bar to squat, my hands same spot, elbows lock in, tight,
hmm
tight on my lats, squat down, spread my legs, push outwards with my feet. It's like everything is just like firing now, and I don't even have to really think about it anymore.
that's when stuff really starts to click. Is at that point
Dude,
once you
it's so
once you
good.
start getting down that like routine of what you
Mhm,
do, it's
mhm.
like when we used to max out in college, one of the coaches, there was like a spotter or would come around. There was one of them, and he would come around and he'd smack me on the chest before I
Yeah,
benched
and just keep
every
you
single
tight.
max out time. And it was one of those things where it just became so like that's what it was. That by senior year, I was basically asking him to come do that because if he didn't, I already knew what was going to happen. You know.
Right,
But
right.
like it's yeah, like you said, it's like getting your hands right in the right spot. The big deep breath out. Then
Yeah,
you pick it off. You hold it there for a second, you bring it down. As soon as it touches, then it's just
yeah.
it's once you get down the little kind of like the sequence that goes up into
Mhm.
the lift is just kind of easy at that point.
Yeah,
You
for
know.
sure.
But like what we were saying though, it's like when I bench, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". My wingspan is actually almost like I think it's like 6'10" or something like that.
Holy shit.
Like my wingspan's fucking massive.
Isn't that called something? There's a name for that, like the ape something or something like that? Ape
Probably. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, have
yeah,
you
there
seen me? Like, um, but so my thing though is like, so when I bench, it's always tough for me because I have the long arms, right?
right. I love this. I'm gonna be honest, I love it when people fucking say this shit.
But the thing is always true, right?
It is true, but you do have longer arms that, like, allow for more muscle to develop in, like, areas.
True.
So, like, your triceps are bigger than mine
Well,
naturally
exactly.
because your arms are longer.
So that's why when I bench, I actually close grip bench, but I call it a regular bench.
Oh, okay.
So when I bench, I'm actually close grip, and it's just straight down right by the side of my chest, and then I'm back up because then I can use that tricep, which is
More of your
longer
arms.
and bigger, you know.
Right.
So it's one of those things though, where like I'm not going to tell a shorter guy to do that, and why would I? Right?
Right. Yeah,
So
for
like
sure.
it's just one of those things, right? It's like that's the everybody's always right in weightlifting.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, um,
Yeah. I like that. I kinda like that about it. Like, everyone has their own thing, and they all are so
I
it's hard to get people to shake too. I mean,
that's the
not I shouldn't
that's
say everyone. I shouldn't say everyone, but, like, a lot of people I don't even wanna say most people, but a lot of people get so stuck in their ways, and they have such a hard
hmm
time taking in new information and, like, being wrong, just being wrong.
oh
A lot
yeah.
of people do.
Well, like, and
Um,
that's like one of the trainers that are in the town. He has a big thing with with his the tilt of your pelvis.
really? On bench?
So everything, and literally everything. It's all like everything starts with the tilt of the pelvis and how you're actually like there, because then from there, then you can like properly engage your core, and everything starts from the core.
Yeah, right. The
So
trunk.
like I'm sitting there and I'm working out with the kids one day, and I'm power cleaning because I love power cleaning. And he comes over and he's like, Coach, I just want to say, like, you have great form. But if you do this, and I immediately had to cut him off. I'm like, bro, look, I was like, I'm fucking, I was like, I'm 28 at that point. I was like, I'm not trying to do this for fucking, like, to gain strength anymore. I'm doing this so that in my head, I'm like, cool, I can still do this.
Right, yeah. You're not going for a max rep here.
Exactly. I'm not going for fucking 350, or whatever the hell my max would have been. Um,
Right. Yeah, one of my, kind of shift here for a second to, like, a positive. One of my
yeah.
favorite positives about, lifting weights specifically is the routine of it.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing I love more than routine. I don't know why. Like, I come home, I eat some food, I eat the same thing. I eat a cheese and meat roll up,
Mm,
a piece of cheese with some fucking ground or,
yeah.
turkey fucking slices in it, eat that, walk downstairs, watch a little bit of streams, and then 5:30 I'm streaming every day.
hmm
And, when I don't do that, man, I feel like such a pile of shit.
Well, and I feel like as well with you streaming it as well, it adds an extra kind of almost an extra positive slash negative because, like, yes, the negative is the fact of you get some real douche nozzles that come in, and but the positive of it though is that like it's one of those things. If you're having just a bad day and you just don't want to do it,
Mhm.
you know for a fact that if you don't do it today, tomorrow when you do go live, you're gonna get a fucking earful from your community.
Yeah, I'll get some shit. Where were you yesterday, And I'll see that sometimes in my Discord, like, "Is EDPL streaming today?" I'm like, "Fuck, man, I gotta get down there. I have to stream."
You know,
You know?
and I agree. I love the positive of having a routine. Especially with stuff like that. Of course, when it's in college and it's like it's like okay, you will be working out at this time. It's like no, no, I won't. You know,
Right.
but like yeah, that was one of the things that like when I was doing because of course I did yoga for a full year. I stopped
Holy
working
shit.
out. I stopped working out entirely and just did yoga. Um,
Did you like that?
oh, I loved it.
Huh.
I still remember I have a tweet of it up, and I remember talking to one of my college coaches at one point about it. Actually, is I put up a thing saying that this workout was more intense than any football workout I had ever been through
Oh god.
because it's all body weight, it's all breathing, it's all
And the
kind of
holding.
like it was. Of course, it's DDP yoga, so I mean his whole thing is it ain't your mama's yoga.
Right, I watched some of those, he's, like, doing these
Yeah,
flexes and shit.
and it's one of those
It
things
made me
though
laugh
where
pretty hard,
oh, it's
but
fucking hilarious, bro. Like it's like the first few times you do it, you have to like try to contain yourself from laughing while doing it.
Right,
You
right.
know, because
Yeah.
like one of the ones that he does is like you like put your hands in like the diamond cutter formation, and then you bring it up over your
Right.
head, and immediately I'm sitting
He
there like,
said, "Cut
and
the
it's like,
diamond," or something.
yeah, and it's like I'm watching him, and he's like, and you see it like the big like his eyes get really big when they do it,
And then he
and he's like,
smashes the diamond.
yeah, like, and then you're gonna open it wide, and then you're gonna flex, and I'm like,
It's so fucking silly.
and it
It's
really
so
is. But the thing was though, is that like it gave me something, it gave me a routine that I could do that didn't involve beating my body up more than it already has. And that
Right.
was my big thing with it, is like I wanted to try it because the only tough part about it was a lot of the floor stuff. With me being a larger guy and I'm on all
Oh,
fours, I have bad
right.
wrists from, from fucking playing offensive line and punching people in the fucking chest all day.
Mm,
So when I'm on all fours and I'm, putting most of my weight on my wrists and on my knees,
right.
like that was the worst part of it. Other than that, though, I loved it. I like it's one of those things that I want to get back to doing it again.
Does it make you
Bec-
feel bad for what you never mind.
no, 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 no. Go ahead.
Almost no, I was gonna say, does it make you feel bad for some of the stuff that you made some of those girls in college do? Wrists and knees. Fuck, man.
Yeah. The best part is though is that like that never happened. So I mean, um, it's one of those things like
Right.
like if I didn't have college buddies that watch this stuff religiously, yeah, I would have made a joke just then. But I mean, I kind of
You would have been
can't.
like, "Bullshit!"
Exactly. Like they all would have called it out immediately. Um,
Uh,
but no, it's just it was one of those things where just the like I like and like it's gonna sound a little bit dumb, but like I don't want to lift weights anymore. If I want to work out, I want to do something more like yoga because it is, you know, uh, going down to the gym, getting the weights on, figuring out what my max is today, doing the which one am I gonna do? Am I gonna go bigger, stronger, faster? Am I gonna go 10 by 10? Am I gonna go 8-5-3? It's like
you just don't wanna invest the time in that.
yeah, it's that, or it's I have $130 yoga mat on my floor right now,
Right.
which I'm going to say right now, the only reason why I have this is because it's the large man version. Um, throw in my disc that I already paid for and have DDP yell at me and tell me what to do.
Right. Yeah, much cheaper for sure. And like, easier and not easier at the same time. You're like, it's a
Oh,
like,
100%.
easier in the sense that you can walk into your living room and press play.
That's the thing is like it was like, and the best part about it is as well is that like, so of course when I first did it I was like, I'm going to make this fucking work.
Right.
So I have on my fridge is actually all the poses and how to do them that you get from the little packet that he gives you. And then on my
Right.
cabinets, I actually have the like weekly plan of this is what you do on this day.
Oh, okay.
So no matter what, when I was walking around my apartment, I was constantly seeing it.
Right.
So then that way it was stuck in my head like this is what I'm gonna fucking do.
Yeah, for sure.
You
Little
know?
tricks like that definitely help. I remember doing, like, little things like that. I remember for the longest time, I had a sign on my refrigerator that said, "Go away, fatty."
Go away, fatty. I love it. I have
God,
I have shit like that on my phone for my alarms. It's just like wake the fuck up, like that sort of thing.
right.
Go away,
But
fatty. Fucking
but it's just like, I don't know, that's just the way I work. I need rigid it has to be rigid. There has to be no, like, "Well, 3 days a week, I'm gonna take 3 rest days, I'm not sure exactly when," and, like, stuff like that, I can't do that.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it just turns into, like, it's just a madhouse. I need structure.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
I totally get it because like kind of switching topics, but not really. Like that's how I'm with streaming. I have an
Mm.
Excel sheet that tells me what I do every single day.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, like it tells me
Yeah.
what I do. It tells me when I'm doing it. It tells me and I have this planned out for a little while. Like my YouTube stuff is. I have certain days of YouTube planned until October, November.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, like
That's
I
the
just
way to fucking do it though, man. That's how you get shit done,
well, and that's the
you
thing
know?
is like I needed this because it was one of those things where it's like if I'm going to try like and this it goes to the success part of it, if I'm going to
Mhm.
try and make this work, I need to do this, and it's the same thing with your health and with fitness and working out and that sort of thing. If you want it to succeed, you have to put in that fucking effort.
Right.
And I think that's also another big negative is that people. like I know for a fact I have a few friends from college that like they could not lift for 3 years and still be in incredible shape.
Oh, really?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, meanwhile, I look at a donut wrong.
Right, yeah.
You
No,
know,
I'm in your camp for sure, dude. I eat barely nothing and I gain weight, it feels like.
oh yeah. And it's one of like recently, I've been gaining a lot more weight just with I'm streaming more. I'm not being as active, but also I've just been eating more just because um, other
Just
topic, other yeah,
yeah,
other that's for another day. Those
just
reasons.
for sure. I mean, definitely food can I mean, 100% be a comfort thing. That little bit of mouth pleasure is definitely nice. No pun intended. But,
All the
uh,
puns.
I mean, is there anything better than, like, a warm donut?
So I'll tell you right now.
A
See,
warm
see,
cream filled
see,
donut?
see. Well, see. Now you're saying this, and I have to bring it up. My cookie
What?
dealer.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? What is that? I saw the
So
video that
yeah, so it's something that I've told a few of my friends about. I've made one video already on YouTube about it.
mhm.
It's a page on Instagram that they literally post, "We're going live at 12 today," and within half an hour, all the cookies are sold.
What?
And so today I was looking around and it said we're fresh out, and I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, it's Sunday. They're the secret stash. So secret stash is 10 random cookies. You don't get to choose them. They just put them together and send you them.
Damn.
Sold out in 5 minutes.
Wow, wow. How many so is it like the
So
ex
they are half-pound cookies
holy shit.
that they make in New York, and they make them batches at a time. So that's why they do it the way they do. So there is
They're
no
so
there's
fucking Jordans, dude.
like there's no like you go on and you like can like pre-order. No, 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 no. As soon as they tell you it's live,
Dude,
that's when it goes live.
I love it, dude. That's how, like, Jordans used to be back in the day. If you wanted Jordans, like, specific shoes, I almost said that as a topic, but that would've been sort of ridiculous because I used to be a sneakerhead for a long time.
I think you brought it up actually.
Yeah, I may have. But they, like, I remember hearing about people, like, waiting outside of Champs to
Hmm.
get, like, a pair of Jordan 6s that are being released. It's just like and then fighting over it
Oh yeah,
afterward.
but so and the other thing, you have to order 10 of them. You either have to order 10 or 20.
Oh, damn. So how much
So
what does that come out?
no matter what, you're either getting 5 pounds.
Oh my god.
You're either getting 5 pounds of cookies or 10 pounds of cookies.
So much cookie.
So I recently did a secret stash. That was my very first ever time buying them. I recently just got finished with my first actual like order and me ordering them. That video will go live on YouTube in like a month, I think. Um, but it's one of those things though where it's like $65 for 10 half-pound cookies. Yep.
I mean I mean,
And it's one of
yeah.
those, but it's one of those things though where it's like, and I don't regret doing it. I'm gonna fucking do it again at some point.
Yeah, you gotta live a little.
Well, it's one of those things like I like, and of course, like I said, I've gotten. Let's see now. Dana's done it. John's done it. Jeff's done it. I've gotten 3 people to buy. I want to get more people to buy because it's just like,
You've gotten 3 of your friends to buy
yep,
$65 worth of cookies.
fucking right, I have. But this is the thing though. So there was one part where, because of course they're in New York, they got shut down because of everything going on.
Oh, COVID, right, right.
So they got shut down. They were allowed to work again under certain circumstances. The very
Mm.
first thing they did was they closed, like, they said, we're not doing anything on Instagram or on our website for like a week. And all they did was they went and, like, they made like 5 times the normal batches that they do, put them in boxes, and went and shipped them to different fucking hospitals and
Oh, that's
police
awesome.
station. Like, yeah, it was like, like, as soon as I read that, immediately I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, that's really cool, dude. I love that so many people, especially in these times, like with this COVID shit, so many companies stepped up and did things like
Hmm.
that for hospitals, you know? I love that. That's so awesome. But then the hospitals sort of fucked up. They started making it, at least here in Michigan, the hospitals started making it so that people couldn't just bring food anymore. You had to go through this whole system of filling out
Mm.
the paperwork in order to bring the food in and this and that, and it fucking killed the whole thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
that sucks.
yeah, it's big corporate America. It seems like.
But yeah, so like when you're saying about warm mouthfeel and donuts, I know exactly what you're talking about. Mine are cookies. Um,
Right.
I mean, well, it's like one of the ones. I mean, well, I wonder. Where's the paper that I had with it written on? Can't fucking see it now.
65
Well, so one of them here. So wafer caramel explosion. Imagine a base like just cookie dough, right? Then you put
Mm-hmm.
a caramel wafer on the top of it, and then you fill this son of a bitch with just tons of little things of caramel, like chunks, and
Are
then
you trying to
you,
say caramel?
huh?
Are you trying to say caramel?
Caramel,
Caramel.
caramel.
Uh,
Okay, so right, but it's just full of them, and then you microwave it or you put it in the oven.
damn. Damn. So there's more steps once you get the cookies.
Oh yeah, no, like literally, this is like it's like get your fix: bake in oven at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes, or microwave 30 seconds.
Damn.
So like you get it, you throw it in the microwave, you warm it up, and then you break it in half, and it's just gooing out fucking like depending on what you get.
Fuck me up, dude. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, I'll send you the fucking link at some point if you want.
No,
Um,
please. I don't need that link.
well, so you know what the funny thing is though, a ton of the people that buy from them are bodybuilders.
Really?
Because what you do is if you don't use them within 3 days, you're supposed to freeze them, and they're good for 30 days in the freezer. So what a
Uh,
lot of bodybuilders would do is they put them in the freezer, and then when they have a cheat meal or a cheat day,
uh-huh. I see. Okay. But the thing, I mean, how the fuck are you gonna eat 65 pounds or what is it, 10 pounds of cookies in 3 days?
well,
Of
that's the
course you.
thing is like if you buy 20 of them, yeah,
Wow.
if you only buy 10 of them, then it becomes a little bit of a struggle. Your chest
Right.
starts to hurt a little bit, but
Right. Your belly.
you push through that,
Push that pain
and
for
you
sure.
and you go, you know what, that funfetti is going in my mouth.
Yeah, funfetti definitely like belongs in mouth. 100%.
Exactly. Um, so okay, so now back on the health and fitness and not the trying to fitness cookie in my mouth.
Right.
Goals, short term versus long term. This is one that I always see a lot of people have problems with.
Mhm.
For you, what advice would you give people who are if they are making goals or they want to start trying to turn their life around health wise? Um,
I don't know. The biggest thing for me is just like you have to be brutally honest with yourself. You can't sugarcoat shit, especially with yourself. It's one thing, because especially nowadays, it feels like a lot of people they get upset when they get called fat or you can't make fun of people anymore without everyone getting upset or whatever. Fat
the
shaming
amount
is a
the
big.
amount of fucking people that will come into my chat if I'm playing like Madden or something and just
Mhm.
sup fatty.
I mean, that's a bit ridiculous for sure.
I just read the comment and I'm just like, okay.
It's like, what the fuck do I say to this, asshole? Like, what do
like,
you want me to say? No, I'm not. You know? Like,
like,
I'll never forget walking down the street one day, and having somebody drive by and scream, "What the fuck did they?" I guess I did forget, huh? I guess I just lied. But I remember it happening where they screamed something like, "Fucking run, fat ass," or something like that, and me
mhm.
just, damn, dude, like that shit stung, and I remembered it,
I've
and
see I've gotten to the point now where I just laugh that shit off. I had one like
right.
2 or 3 years ago where someone said try Jenny Craig.
Is that a thing still?
I don't know, but that's what they yelled at me. Like it was just like,
You could just scream back, "Okay, boomer." Jenny Craig, that's what you got
oh
for
no,
me,
I
dude?
just like they yelled that, and I yelled you can try my dick, and I just kept on with my day. It's like,
Perfect answer.
okay, cool, let me try this food thing. You're telling me to eat more food, like fucking
Right. I
weirdos.
kinda think being a fat kid too gives you a certain type of personality too. Actually, I'm kinda taking back what I just said because you can either go one or two ways. You can be the funny fat kid that everyone wants to be around, or you can be the super depressed, sweaty fat kid
Yeah,
that no one wants to hang out with.
yeah.
You're
Or
just
or
too
you can
fat.
be a little bit of both depending on the situation.
Yeah, exactly. I was always the one that was always laughing at myself, like, my nickname, I mean, it almost wasn't even my nickname. Like, my nickname is Chubbs.
hmm
So, like Frank and, I mean, everyone from my childhood, including teachers and everything, Chubbs. Chubbs is my name. That's what I went by. Um, yeah, I mean, everyone called me Chubbs, and it's cool going back to my old town and, like, hanging out with people or going to parties and things like that. Even now, it's all I hear. That's my name, Chubbs. And, so, like, I embraced it big time. And then it got to a point now where I am now, and I'm still called Chubbs, and it's sort of funny. People don't completely get it anymore, but yeah, I mean, to get back to your question, would be some advice for setting goals. I guess, yeah, like I said, being brutally honest with yourself, and then just making sure that you write. I guess you don't have to write it down, but I mean, writing things down just helps. When you put it to paper or put it in a note, and you actually physically write it down, what you want to accomplish, there is no swaying. It is. You wrote that down. That is what you're trying to do, and that is what you're going to do, and you got to do it. You
Yeah.
know.
I,
That's my biggest piece of advice is writing shit down and being honest with yourself.
yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree. Because my thing, like, the thing that I always see is like, there's so many people that like they always go long term, and they always like immediately fuck it up,
Too
right?
long term.
Like,
Yeah.
like
No,
I'm
so
gonna, you know what, I weigh, a reasonable, I think 350. I don't know. I haven't checked the scale recently. You know, by the end of the year, I'm gonna weigh 100 pounds.
right, right. Yeah.
It's like
Like,
so many people fucking do shit like that, and I'm like, okay, calm down. How about we have a salad first, and then we'll figure out what's going on after that.
right.
Um,
Let's take it 10 pounds at a time.
yeah. So like, my thing is like, and I don't remember where I ever saw it, is this have one overarching big long term goal. It can be fucking anything. I
Mm,
know when I first did my weight loss, I was at 370 and I wanted to get to 240. I thought 240 would be a good weight for me. After a few months of it, I was like, okay, I just want to lose 100 in the first year. My long term goal was still 240, but my overarching goal at that point that like switched. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
But what I was doing though was I had three short term goals. One of them was like, okay, this might happen. One of them was a like just a personal like hey, I'm not gonna be mad for a week.
Right.
And like little things like that. But after three of
That's
them,
it.
if I can get three of them in, a week, a month, whatever period of time you put on it, I can get myself something. And that can be, you know what, I really want to buy this. Or you know what, I really want to have a piece of cake, like something like that.
Right.
And that's kind of how I started doing it, was almost like treating myself depending on if I could accomplish said goals, you know.
That's cool. And that worked for you?
Oh yeah, big time. Like there was one week I remember, because from where I live, if I travel 2 hours, there's a movie theater where you can sit down, watch the movie, eat a meal, and have a beer.
That's dope. Those movie theaters are so dope.
Right. So I only go to see certain movies these days. So I'm like, you know what? I was like, I know one of these movies is coming up. I was like, if I can hit these goals, I can go there and I can eat whatever the fuck I want. I hit them. I
That's
went
cool.
there. I ate whatever the fuck I want. I fasted for the day after, like a full 24-hour fast, and then I just got right back on to doing what I was doing.
See, that's awesome that you can do that. I'm not that guy. I'm the opposite of you. I can't cheat. I can't cheat. I can't take rest days.
Well,
I
see,
have
that's the thing, is like that's how it was a few years ago. And nowadays, I
Mhm.
mean, like the way that my meals are supposed to work right now is I have two freshly meals and then I fast for anywhere between 20 to 15 hours.
Okay.
What's happened today was I had two freshly meals. I then had a burger. I then had a piece of French toast. I then
What's the
had a
brewer like?
cookie.
What's the
Um,
brewer have that's just like, "Fuck it. Fuck it. We're already off the rails. Let's go,
but
baby."
like that's the thing, is like, and that's the worst thing as well with the whole where we're at right now with COVID and everything, is that because I have some extra money through
Yep.
unemployment and stuff.
Cheese
Um,
balling.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, huh, I don't have like I have creamer in my coffee. I'm a creamer guy. I like creamer. So
Mhm.
like I run out of creamer, so I go to the store. I'm just gonna go buy some creamer, 2-3 bottles of creamer lasts me about a week, a few days. There we go. I
Right.
come back home. I just spent $40, and I got a bunch of junk food that I'm gonna eat within the next 20 minutes. Let's see what happens.
Right, yeah.
you
No,
know.
I get it, dude. And that's why I can't cheat, dude. Like, I was on just recently, we started a weight loss bet at work. I wanted to cut down to 205.
hmm
I was 237. When the fuck was this? I don't know when we started anymore. This beginning of the year anyways. And, by May 1st, we all set the numbers we wanted to hit. And, I was on track. I was on a diet, losing weight. I got down to 216, I think was the lowest point. I was definitely gonna hit weight. No one else was going to. I was gonna get paid as well from these guys. And then COVID happened, and I felt bad for these guys because a lot of these guys, I mean, people aren't always great with their money, and it was a big bet. And with the COVID thing happening and like within the first couple of days, it looked like everything was going to close. The whole country was going to close, is what I
Mhm.
thought was going to happen. So I was like, "Fuck it, we can kill the bet. No one has to pay up, and we're done." And everyone was pumped about it, so we just stopped. And pretty much from that day forward, just smashing everything I fucking see, dude. Everything.
That's funny. Um,
And luckily, I haven't put. I mean, I've put at least 10 pounds on. I think I was 226 2 days ago. So I put 10 pounds on, but it's just like, fuck, man, I gotta slow down.
well, like the funny thing for me is that like, so of course I've just been streaming more. That's all I've been doing. Um,
Hmm.
but it's funny for me because like I put my jeans on and everything still is like it's like loose, and I'm like, holy shit, like okay, cool. I guess only eating a little bit, here and there with the meals that I am is working. And then I put my
Right.
shirt on, and like I start to walk around or I move my shirt up, and then suddenly it's like my belly's hanging out, and it's like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, like. Like,
Yeah.
one of these things can't happen while the other one's happening. This is bullshit.
Right. Yeah.
Um, so here, so kind of now we're starting to get down to the last little bit of the things I've written down here.
Mm.
Advice for people overall, just health and fitness advice for people, no matter what. Not just advice like with goals, just advice. Period.
Like Shia Buff said, dude, just do it.
I mean, I
Uh,
fucking love the reference. So I
just
mean,
But yeah, I mean, just do it. I mean, figure out what you want to do, or don't do it if you don't want. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. If you don't want to lose weight and you enjoy being a thick boy or a thick girl, do it. Just be thick. Who gives a fuck? You know? Um, Obviously it's a bit better, health wise, to be a bit thinner and at least healthy, eat healthy. But if you don't want to, don't fucking do it. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's my advice.
I mean, my like I was, I'm kind of along the same lines. I was gonna say, I've done, of course, I've done multiple times. Where it's like, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna lose weight. And if your mind isn't right,
Yeah,
in the big
yeah.
sense, it's not going to
Mhm,
work no matter what you do. Because there was times where, like I said, I would eat. Let's see, I would have a half-pound sirloin steak with some goat cheese and some onions for
mhm.
breakfast. I would have a very small sausage for lunch, and I'd have 3 eggs for dinner. And I was doing that for like months.
Yeah, I bet you were losing weight too.
I was. I fucking hated my life. I hated everything about it.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
but I was losing weight. So hey, who the fuck cares? Ha, I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep. Um, but
Let's drink this water so my belly's full.
yeah, exactly. But like my thing is like if you want to do it for you as well. That's the big thing. No, don't do it for someone else or hey, if I lose all this weight, that hot girl would date me. Fuck that hot girl.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
mean, that's what you're trying to do, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but like um, damn
But
it.
yeah, seriously, I mean, it's not worth it in that, I mean, if you're not doing it for yourself, you're not gonna do it. I mean, you're just not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna be able to, or maybe you will, but I think it's very difficult to do things when it's not for you,
Exactly.
genuinely for you. And it's like that with everything, whether it's smoking cigarettes or fucking anything. I mean, if you're not doing it for yourself, it's very hard and you're probably gonna fail.
Hmm. Um,
Um,
but I mean,
yeah,
like that's my thing is that like it's like if you're gonna like have a plan of attack how you're gonna do it. Stick
right,
to your guns. Don't let other people fucking persuade you. And the biggest thing though is make sure that you yourself are okay with what you're doing. Because like I've told people before, like when I bought this laptop, I don't know if you've ever heard this story. When I bought this laptop, I went 3 months with eating $20 worth of food a week.
damn, all
That's
because you wanted a laptop.
well, so I needed a laptop because I was the offensive coordinator at the high school.
Oh,
So I needed something that I could take with me there and have at home.
right,
So I was like watching the Overwatch League, and this laptop just kept showing up all the time. And I'm sitting there like, if it's a gaming laptop, it can easily do anything I want to do coaching wise.
right.
So I fucking this is the biggest purchase I've ever made myself personally.
Right.
So like I fucking for like 3 months was eating like $20 worth of food,
Damn. Also, you can have this laptop.
and just so I could have this laptop.
It's
And this
fucking
and
right.
now this laptop is the main focal point of everything I do.
Fucking money maker now.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, sure.
but that's the thing, like it's like be okay with that. I was okay with it because I knew that I wanted this,
Right.
you know. I'm not
Yeah.
telling you guys to go eat for $20. It's miserable. Don't do it. And you eat fucking like SpaghettiOs every fucking meal.
Oh, no, $20. You get some food. You get some food.
I was eating roasting. I was eating ramen, SpaghettiOs. Basically, I was looking for anything that was like 10 for 10.
Right.
Because if it was
Yeah,
10 for 10,
something good.
like one of the ones was the little sausage patties.
Wait,
Because
what?
the little breakfast sausage patties.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, they come in that box?
Yeah, get 10 for 10. Cut that
Oh,
box in half, and you have 2 meals.
let's
So
go.
that's 20 meals.
Right.
So now all I need to do is figure out one more meal.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's how my brain was working during this process. I'm like sitting there, like kind of like big brain playing, looking at the coupon thing. Like, okay, that's 10 for 10. If I cut it in half, then I can have this many meals. And okay, if I do this one, then I can do this. And now,
Right, right, right.
now that means I can buy a soda. Like,
Dude, that's crazy.
um. But now, so that's the advice. Biggest mistakes that you've learned, that you don't want other people to like immediately kind of fall into, if that makes
Shit.
any sense.
Biggest that I've what hmm. Hmm.
So like for me, my biggest thing that I would say is that, like, if you are gonna start working out, or if you are gonna start, going to the gym, just because, Craig McDickfuck over there is benching 300 pounds for 10,
Dude, that's what I was
doesn't
gonna say.
mean that you jump on the bench and just start trying to bench, 300 for 10.
Yeah, I mean, that's like initially that's what I thought is like don't try to keep and this is just life in general, and this isn't something I learned from personal experience because I just watched a lot of other people do this type of shit. But like keeping up with the Joneses, like always trying to keep up with what you see or what you see other people doing, it's always going to get you in trouble. Worry about you, worry about yourself and what you're doing, and try to focus on that and move forward from there. Don't worry about, this guy has, and I see that shit on stream all the time, like my gym is it's pretty nice. I have a pretty nice home gym. And, some of the guys will come into my stream all the time and they're like, "Oh, those fucking plates you're using are trash," or "Oh, that bench you're using is trash." It's like, yeah, well, that gym literally cost me $0 to buy. It cost me nothing. I paid nothing for that gym
Oh yeah, well, I
from all
mean,
the buying and selling I did. But I'll see some of these other guys with like really nice plates, It's like, I mean, weight's weight, dude.
that's
I don't give a
like that's what I was about to say. It's like, it's like, cool, you're not using a Rogue barbell.
yeah,
Oh, it's like,
exactly.
Patrick Willis was fucking, lifting up rocks and, giant stones to get in football shape, but yep, dear God, I'm using a Rogue bar. Oh no. Um,
Exactly, dude. So like don't worry about what other people are doing. Just worry about yourself and focus on your own goals and don't base them off somebody else.
One of the and this is a corny one. This is really corny. By the way, I'm just gonna let everyone know that right now. But this is one that I read a few years ago, and it really stuck with me mentally. And like I said, it's corny, it's dad jokey, but stop referring to stuff as a diet.
Mm.
Main word of diet is die. Well, start talking about health, because the main word of
Right.
health is heal, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to heal your body. You're not trying to kill your body. You're trying to heal it. And that was one of the things that I started doing for a long time. So people would ask me, like, what's your diet, and I immediately would respond with, well, my health plan,
Oh, I see. Okay.
because it was one of those things I was trying to, like, get it stuck in my head that I'm doing this to heal what I've already fucked up. You know what I mean?
Damn. Yeah, I mean if that's something that's for you
When
and
that's the
that's
thing,
something
is like, it was a very small thing, but like, and after enough time, it kind of starts to get to you where it's
that's
like,
ingrained in your head.
yeah.
Right. Huh.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Figure out what works for you and do it.
Just do it.
In the great words of Shia LaBeouf, wherever he may be.
He's
Um,
probably screaming something on some sidewalk.
yeah, probably. um, moving
That
on.
actually this could
Okay.
be a pretty good segue. There was a podcast I was listening to where they were covering Shia LaBeouf. They weren't covering Shia LaBeouf specifically, but he was doing this thing in New York where he was
Staring at a wall or something like that.
yeah, he was doing no, he was chanting something if I
Yep.
remember correctly.
Yep, that
And
was
it was
it.
about Trump, if I remember
Hmm.
right. Fuck, I wish I remember exactly what it was because they were doing this thing and they were chanting and man, I don't remember this
He was on
completely, but
stream. He was like streaming it, and it was just him like staring at the camera, just saying one thing over and over and over again.
yeah, yeah. And then he started getting harassed. And from what I understand, he moved it to a different location and
Mm-hmm.
started doing it again. And all these people on 4chan, I believe, ended up ended up trying to find where he was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they ended up somehow they all drove and honked their horn in like all these different areas. And they were all trying to hear the honk. And when they heard the honk, they were able to pinpoint where this guy was. All through the live stream. It was like really crazy.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I think that was a Radio Lab podcast.
It was
I don't know
something
if
like
you
that.
know.
I remember seeing it at one point, and I was just like, oh god, Shire's lost it again, like that sort of fucking thing. But
Yeah.
um, so yeah,
He was
so
just on Hot Ones. He was actually just on Hot Ones, and he was super normal. I was shocked
hmm,
by how normal he was.
goddamn, I haven't watched Hot Ones in a little while. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, I love it.
Yeah, no. So second podcasts. Other than the effing title, what's some of your favorite podcasts? You like that? You
My
like that? Like
favorite
that little?
podcast, yeah, the other than the effing title, I would have to say, I mean, JRE, Joe Rogan Experience. I mean, that has to be at the top of the list for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Rogan you listen
Oh,
to.
I fuck like when I'm at work, I normally always have it on.
Yeah, damn, dude, he has some guest on there, huh?
Oh my god, my favorite guest that he's ever had, and it's gonna be, and it's one that no one's ever gonna guess. It's the paleontologist.
Oh, fucking, uh, uh,
I can't. He has
fuck,
like
what's his name?
he,
It's Dan something, I think.
he has like a fucking like hockey jersey on, and he's got like a fucking like 12 pack of beer, and it's just like, and it was one of those things where like they were talking about like dinosaurs aren't real or something like that. They like brought up some video of that, and this guy's
It
just
wasn't Graham Hancock, was it?
no. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Hmm,
But I just remember watching that one, and immediately I was like, "Yep, like this was the first one I've ever watched."
yeah,
Trevor Vale,
Trevor Vale.
yeah.
Hmm.
But it's just funny because, like, yeah, it's just like he's going on there and he's talking about, they're talking about dinosaurs, and then suddenly Joe Rogan's like, "Have you seen that guy talking about how dinosaurs aren't real?" And this guy fucking loses it. And of course, he's got like multicolored beard, a hockey jersey. He's a bigger guy, and like
I know what you're talking about now.
he's losing his fucking mind. And I'm sitting there like, I love this. Like, this is
Right. Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of great guests. Some of my favorite are definitely like Dr. Rhonda Patrick.
mm,
Um, she is a what is she? She's a biomedical like science expert in nutrition and health. And dude, the amount she talks about like good gut flora and how everything starts in your gut and you need to have good, probiotics in your system and how important all these things are. And I mean, she goes into much greater, more clear detail than what I just said, but man, she's just so fucking smart.
oh yeah,
Um, I love those ones because you get to sit in, like, it's almost like that's the thing about a podcast for me is like you get to sit in on a conversation between two people, and it's almost like you're there, but you're not, Like I shouldn't have the privilege of talking with Joe Rogan and Dr. Rhonda Patrick, you know what
hmm
I mean? Or Elon Musk and fucking Joe
yeah,
Rogan,
right.
you know?
Or one of my fan favorites, Alex Jones, and
Fucking Jones, dude. What a psycho that guy is. I love him.
uh,
Fun to watch.
but
And but yeah, definitely Rogan. And then I don't know. I normally go through like different genres. So like I went through a big phase of being super interested in buying rental properties.
okay,
So like there's a lot of rental podcasts I listen to. Bigger Pockets is one of the bigger ones. There's like the Rental Rookie. There's a few different ones I have. I'd have to pull out my phone and look, but yeah, and they kind of just, and again, it's the same thing. You get to sit in a conversation where they will interview other landlords and these real estate moguls who have like just made millions upon millions of dollars just off of borrowing money from the bank, buying a piece of property and letting somebody else live there and having them pay down the mortgage. You collect cash flow from them every week
hmm
or every month, and you're just chilling. All you're
yeah,
doing is signing a paper and orchestrating this whole fucking thing. And you're happily ever after and not paying a dime. So that I listened to a lot of those podcasts, and then what else? Oh, I went through a big Bitcoin phase. I used to listen to a lot of Bitcoin podcasts. Um, one of my old Bitcoin addresses, I looked at it. I don't know if you remember about a year ago now, Bitcoin peaked like insanely high at like 18 grand or something a coin.
Yeah.
I looked at that wallet and those transactions that I was making in that wallet were like $225,000 transactions if it was that day's money, dude. Oh, it fucking hurt. I would have never made that
Wow.
money. I would have sold long before then, but
That's
yeah,
nuts.
yeah. What are some of your favorite?
That's the thing is I don't listen to a whole lot. I'm not gonna lie, I don't listen to a whole lot of
Oh,
podcasts. I like Rogan because Rogan, like I said before we got on stream, I like Rogan because I like his format of he brings in a guest that either knows a lot about something or is just a friend or someone that he's can have a good conversation with,
right,
and then it's just just kind of letting the guest kind of lead everything, and you just kind of you input things here and there. You know,
right.
and I love that formula. The other one, and it's I'll link it in the chat, or in the description, I should say, is AMT Tech Trends. Weird one, right? Like fucking Tech Trends Husky. Yeah. This is one of my buddies' one. My buddy Steve, who was on the podcast a few weeks ago. It's his podcast that he has with someone from his work.
Oh, okay.
So I've always said that, like, I've always told a lot of my friends, like, if you do something, I will be supportive and as much as I can, and I'll do whatever I can to help support you. So anytime he puts up, they have a new one, I listen in. You know,
Oh,
I have no idea what they talk about half the fucking time.
what are they talking about? Like, what is that about?
It's about like manufacturing tech trends.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. So like, Benjamin and Steve discuss the latest manufacturing research and news. We are constantly researching technologies that will transform the manufacturing industry.
So different, like Fanuc robots and things that
Mm-hmm.
are loading CNC machines and bar feeders and shit,
Yep.
probably.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So like, it's just like
Huh.
every now and then I learn new shit. Like there was one week when they were talking about like pi, and it was like a I still don't even know what the fuck it is to this day, to be honest with you. It made it sound. The way Steve made it sound was that it's almost like a hard drive or like a computer almost. But so he's talking about pie, and I'm sitting there like, okay, cool. He's talking about like pie, like the food. Um, and then he's talking about putting pie in the computer, and I'm like, you don't put pie in a computer, Steve. Like makes it messy, and then there's and jam all over stuff. And
Oh,
then
you're talking about one of those Raspberry Pis?
yeah, that's what he was
Like
talking about.
little okay, yeah, yeah.
But like so like but you see like he was talking about Raspberry Pi, and I'm sitting there like, okay, Raspberry Pi, like yeah, okay,
Ooh, that sounds delicious. You got some ice cream too, or
yeah,
what?
like that sort of thing. And then he's like, yeah, and then you put the Raspberry Pi, and then I put the Raspberry Pi like in the computer, and immediately at that point, like I think I was at work, and I'm doing something, and I immediately stopped and looked at my phone. I was like, wait, what? Like that's not.
We're not talking about
Yeah,
pie?
we're not talking about the same thing anymore. Fuck.
Right.
But yeah, no, really, that's the only ones. Like when I was coaching, I used to hang out with one of the other coaches. Me and him used to be really good friends, and we used to hang out. And he would listen to a lot of like football podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I
That's
listen. I've listened to
That's
some
another
stuff like
one that
that.
that's another one that I listen to is like, fantasy football podcasts.
Oh
Always
yeah.
listen to football podcasts when that time comes along. And they, they'll go through, like, there's one podcast where it's a quick 20-minute thing.
Hmm.
They hit the top 5,
Like each
you
position or
know
something like that.
for yep, each position, and then they'll do, like, a sleeper bracket where each of the 2, hosts say their top 5 sleepers, and then the top 5 bust, and then that's it.
Hmm.
Which is pretty cool. I really like that one. It's very straight to the point. You can collect some good info pretty quick, and they do that weekly. And then fantasy football podcast or fantasy focus. That's with Matthew Berry. I used to really like that one a lot too, and they do the same thing. They go into a bit more detail talking about injuries and shit. They go
Oh
around and
yeah.
do each team in the league.
Well, like that was one of the
Uh,
things that like I was going like because of course like with me doing the Sunday nights, I do it Sunday nights because there's no football.
mm,
Once football starts back up, I'm doing my play-by-play Sunday night. So
right.
eventually, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move the podcast. I'm thinking I'm going to move it to Wednesday night because then that
Okay.
way, then I can have a guest on for the first like 45 minutes, and then the second 45 minutes, I'm going to get my college buddies on. Hopefully, I haven't talked to them fully about this, but I'm going to get them on, and we're going to talk about the matchups for pro football, some of the matchups for college, so
That's cool.
like that sort of thing, and like really turn it into the football aspect of it. So it's going to be kind of like a podcast of two parts, which I'm really kind of, hyped about with that.
Yeah, that's
Um,
sick. That'd be cool if you can pull that off and it works, well.
yeah, that's the thing is like, does it work well?
Well, it sucks. It sounds like it'd be tough to cut somebody off after 45 minutes, but maybe not at the same time. I mean, we had a pretty good conversation so far.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, then that's the thing is like it's one of those things where it would be, like when you were saying about earlier, like can we like go off topic a little bit? At that point, like it'd be like okay, like we got to kind of or it'd be like the first hour is one person, the second hour is and it just turns into a 2 hour thing,
Right,
who fucking knows? It's
right.
it's me doing this, Xander and me have like this longest fucking podcast I think I've done, so
How long was that?
it was like almost 2 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, me and Xander, we got talking about comics at one point and like stuff like that, and it went.
It's so
Um,
funny because I don't know shit about that world. Like the comic book, like
oh
DC,
yeah,
Marvel. I mean, I used to always give you shit when you come in about DC, but um,
yes, that's the second longest podcast right now, at an
I
hour
could see,
47.
I can definitely see where that would go
Yeah,
long, you know?
the longest one is the mock draft that me and my buddies did. That was almost
Oh,
2 hours.
damn.
Yeah, that one was fun though. That was a lot of fun. Um,
Yeah, but
but I mean, so
what
like
is it, like your high school or college
Yeah,
buddies?
they're my college buddies. So one of them, I have three college buddies that I play games with and are on the stream more that everybody sees now. There's Big John. He was my roommate. He was the starting right tackle. I was his backup. We were
Mm,
roommates for 3.5 years. I say, even though it was only three, I say it's 3.5. I was his best man, and his beautiful daughter has the same birthday as me.
damn, that's fucking
Yeah,
awesome. That's
that
sick,
was
dude.
that was the coolest birthday present I've ever gotten, and it was funny because like it was out of nowhere. He's like, "I got a birthday present for you." He said, just sends me a message saying that, and
Oh,
I'm sitting there like in my apartment, like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
right.
I'm here by myself. Like, you ain't got shit for me, John. Like, you know."
Yeah.
And then he sends me the picture, and I like immediately started like crying. I was like, "Oh my god! Like, this is
Dude,
fucking
that's
incredible."
so badass. That's cool because that's like a natural that's not something he could even control. It just happened,
Oh yeah, well, it's like,
you
and
know?
it's one of those things like I like mom and dad, my mom and dad, I give them like one thing for Christmas each,
Mm,
like here, like one or two things. I don't give them
yeah,
birthday stuff. I just say happy birthday. I go see them, But Christmas, I give them stuff.
right.
His daughter, I fucking spoil every year.
That's awesome, dude.
So there's him. There's my buddy Fedge. He was a transfer at one point, and he played D tackle. Then he was my guard. Then he was my tight end, and then me and him, and then I actually coached him for a season when I was a student coach. Um, and we've been really good friends. He's on the channel almost daily now. He sent me the Jonathan Ogden jersey. He sent me a bunch of cards that I've opened up on
Oh, that's
stream.
cool.
Yeah. And then the last one is my buddy Sturge. Um,
Mhm.
you don't hear him as much as the other guys. You see
Yeah.
him all the time though. He was my buddy John's recruit, and John had a date with Maggie, if I remember correctly. So John dumped him on me. So he was my recruit. Um, and he was my guard for a little bit. Then he played center. He was our starting center, and then I kind of coached him. He's one of the smartest football minds I know. And like I've said it before, I look up to him as a coach. I think he's a fucking incredible coach, and I always wish him the best with it. But like so those guys are like whenever I'm talking football, it's mainly Jeff and Sturge.
Mm.
But like these are just like college buddies that like I messaged with them for years, but now that I've started streaming and I've started playing games more and doing this stuff, it's almost like we've reconnected all of us together.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
So are those is that like your main group of friends?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. Like in the town that I have like literally my mom and dad. Like that's
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
Every
see, that's like, for me, my childhood friends are like Frank. Frank, he was best man. I was his best man at his wedding, and he named his daughter or his son. He just had a son a couple months ago. I think 2 months now.
huh,
Hey, it's 9/11, dear. Sorry, that's a plug for deer. Me and deer both see 9/11 on the clock almost every single time it hits 9/11.
that's weird.
Very fucking weird, but um,
Also,
yeah,
congratulations, Frank. I didn't realize that.
yeah. Parker Anthony Molnar. He named him after me.
There we go.
Yeah, so fuck, man, what an honor that is. I've never man, that hits hard for sure. I mean, to have somebody do that is the most like, so much respect. I mean, so much fucking respect.
Oh yeah, hundred
Um,
percent.
So it's super fucking cool. And then it sucks because like right after Parker was born, COVID. So like I can't fucking go over there and see
Yeah,
him.
right.
Like, oh yeah.
Well,
So
like,
I'm excited for this all to get over so I can go over there.
yeah, amen to that. I now I want that for you, you know. So, but like the thing, like, and I talked about it. I hit on it a little bit in like in Athena's when she was on. Like, I went from being in an English school system to then into a American military school system for a few years, to then basically straight to high school and then into
Mm,
college. So I never really had like a core group of friends at all.
right,
So as soon as I
right.
went into college and it was, college football, and it's like, it's not like, oh, hey, you get to discover your friends and meet new people. It's no, these are the guys that you're going to be friends with for 4 years.
Right, yeah, for sure.
It's like,
And
fuck you. This is,
there's something powerful about that too, though. You guys all went through the same fucking shit, dealt with the same bullshit,
oh yeah, like, and that's one of those like,
lost the same battles,
we
won
have
the same fucking
one. It's
battles.
one of those things that a lot of people don't know. We all have the same tattoo.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's like it's a true brotherhood. It's one of those things like, and I hit on it, and like Athena's thing. It was like, I have an uncle that I no longer talk to, and
Mhm.
if shit happened, and it was either like go homeless or call him, I'm going homeless because I can't call them, because I'll call them before I call him.
I see,
You
right.
know, like these
Yeah.
guys are like, it's like if something good happens, most of the time I get a message from any one of them if something good happens. If something bad happens, I get a message. If something good happens to me, I'm messaging one. Like it's just that's what it is.
Dude,
You know.
I fucking love that too because I'm kind of the same way, like I have my core group of friends, and those guys are like, I don't know, they're like family. I mean,
Hmm.
they are fucking family, and I actually have brothers and sisters as well, and I'm just so not close. It seems like I don't know, my upbringing is a lot different. I grew up in an insanely poor neighborhood.
Hmm.
My mom was very poor, parents weren't together, type of thing, and yeah, so, like, where we grew up, I mean, is the hood. I mean, it doesn't get more hood, and, what the fuck am I oh, so, like, what comes along with that is, like, just so many just problems. So, when I got out of there and I moved to another city, a bit nicer and, started doing what I do now, my mom and my family is just, like, so many problems, always needing something. So, I try to avoid that as much as possible. It sucks, but that's the way it is. So, like, to have and the point to me saying all that is, like, your friends, they don't look for you for those kind of issues. That all they wanna do is the good times and help with the bad times.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
100%. I mean, and
There's
it's like it's one of those things. It's like that's one of the other reasons why like I kind of like stopped talking to people in this town, and like the friends that I had in high school, was because it was a night and day difference. Like there's still a
no
few guys from high school that I talk to every now and then. Don't get me
right,
wrong, but
same.
it's a night and day fucking difference. You know,
Yeah.
like it's one of those things where like like almost 100%. If it was a terrible situation, I could get on the phone and call. I mean, like, of course, they're probably say, yeah, fuck you, Greenwood. But I could call John, Jeff, or Sturge, and that's New York, New Hampshire, and Florida.
Damn,
One of the three of them will be here within the week.
that's
If
awesome.
if it was something like that, I like if it was like, I call and it's like, look, I fucking need you. I need you to get up here. Done. No
Yeah.
questions asked. Done. Like
Th
it's that sort of like that's the kind of like brotherhood I feel like we have.
that's what it's all about. I mean, that's really what I feel like a lot of people don't ever find that too. True friends like that to that level. So the fact that you found that is definitely special. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like it's one of the funny things is like, and I joke about it with Apex, but like that's what's kind of brought my love for Apex back, is the fact that I'm playing with these guys, because I've been playing Apex since day one.
Mhm.
And for a fact, you get into those days where you play fucking 3 hours and you don't get fast fucking top 10.
No, it can be fucking brutal sometimes.
And there was like, for me, there was like weeks of that.
Oh.
And it was becoming so bad where like I just stopped playing.
Yeah, it's just not fun. It's not fun to get murdered over and over.
Exactly. Like you get to like midway through this, like it used to be midway through the season, I just stopped playing. Week
Right,
four, I'm done. I'll
right.
play the final week and then the beginning of the next season. And it was the same thing. This past season was the first season I actually fully completed.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah, and it was because I was playing almost daily with with these guys from college.
Yeah, and it's just so much more fun when you're playing a game like that where it's like it can become so daunting so quick. But if you
Hmm.
guys are shooting the shit and just doing and saying ridiculous
Oh
things,
yeah, I mean, most of the time they're telling me how bad I am at the game, and I need to shut the fuck up, you know. So I mean,
yeah. That's something that's really fun about playing not streaming as well. I don't know how much video games you play anymore not streaming.
that's the thing is like if I'm playing a game, I'm live
Every time,
every time,
100%?
no matter what.
Damn.
There's actually, let me phrase that. There's only one game that I don't do that with, and it's
What do
Gems of War, and that's simply because it's one of those like matching gems thing.
God, you
Yeah, so
sound like
it's
a 67-year-old grandmother.
exactly like it's just it's one of those games where like I can just kind of just play it, and it's just kind of relaxing a little bit, you know.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
like I'll just do it every now and then, like if I'm not on stream. I've even done it on stream. Like I just
Just start playing.
well, like I'll get like well the thing is like the way that the game is it's different as well because like you have a team of characters, and depending on what you match, then it can give them abilities and like shit like that.
Dude, I think I've seen this game in ads on fucking Instagram.
You probably have, bro. I mean, it's not that bad of a game actually. It's just like for me, it's one of those things where it's like if I'm playing Overwatch and I've just been getting my ass kicked for fucking 20 minutes,
Right, right.
it's
That's
like
funny because
it's like fuck it. I'm gonna go play this game. I'm gonna put music on and I'm just gonna fucking relax and play this game. Like,
right. That's funny because, like, I found a game on, Instagram, they'll have those ads for those dumb games,
mhm.
and one popped up, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll download it, give it a shot." I've been playing it every day for, like, 6 months, dude. I love it. It's called Archero. Um, I highly recommend it, dude. I'll send you a link to it, you can check it out.
All
I don't
right, yeah,
know
fuck it, why
if
not?
you wanna mess around with the mobile game at all, but while you're
Fuck it.
taking a shit.
I did. I downloaded that one. Have you seen the football one where like it's like you
Yes!
line?
Yes, you
I
pick
did.
where he goes?
I did that one, and I like
I
sat
already
there.
sent you a screenshot of that.
Oh my god, that is such a pain in the dick game because like you do like two levels and then it goes to an ad,
I
and then you
know.
do two
Yeah,
levels and it goes to an ad, and it's like
does it ever get hard?
no, it's like the same level of easy. It's just they add different things. So it's like oh, if you like okay, so I need to make this guy like take like 3 steps to the left and then have him run the path. Okay, cool.
Right,
Like
yeah, it's so dumb.
um
I was gonna send it to you, but it seemed so silly that I was like, "Nah, it's not even worth
yeah, no,
sending you."
I think I was like at work, like taking a shit, and I was like, oh look, download.
Right.
Like I'm gonna milk this 20 minutes right now. Um,
That's about the only mobile game I've ever played or in Clash Royale. I don't know if you ever messed with that. It's like a deck building game.
yeah, I've heard of it before. My
Yeah.
my my old one of my old assistants was a big Hearthstone guy.
Dude, my buddy right now, he's a massive Hearthstone guy. He's like top, like, 3 or 2 in the world.
Oh my god, well, like my
Doing DDK, you Google him, he pops up. It's sorta ridiculous.
like my old assistant was like he was that good, but he never did tournaments.
Oh, really?
He like refused to. He's like, why would I want to play competitively? I was like, because they're making fucking $100,000. And he's like, yo, but that takes all the fun out of it. And I'm like,
Sounds
you.
like he's scared is what it sounds
Well,
like.
I'm saying, well, and I said to him, I was like, you hate being at work, but you don't want to make an easy 100 grand.
Right.
And he's
Yeah.
like, whatever, like that sort of thing. And then like next week he'd be like complaining about money, and I was just like,
Dude,
actually,
shut
the,
up.
the
I
fun.
had someone say that. Go ahead.
Well, like that was I was about to say. Like the funny thing is like he was. I told him to start streaming like 3 4 years ago
Mm.
because he's that guy that's always happy and everything's
Right.
always a good time.
Dude, this is hilarious. This is exactly what I was about to say to you about my friend, Dewin. I grew up with him and stood up in his wedding too. And he's super high ranked in Hearthstone. People know who he is on forums and the internet and whatnot. He does not stream. So I was going to set him up with my streaming computer because, um, yeah, I was going to give him my streaming computer for a little bit because I had to take a break from streaming workouts.
Yeah,
Um, and he was like, "Yeah, yeah, let's do it, let's do it." He blew me off like 3 or 4 times on getting him set up. I was gonna give him a computer to do it because
Jesus.
I knew he could make money. I knew he would make money. He has that personality where he can talk, he's entertaining, he's good. He had the full recipe. I mean, obviously, it's gonna be a grind. It's not easy to become a fucking streamer. It's
Oh yeah,
almost
of course
impossible,
not.
actually. But, with the fan base he already had, along with his personality, he was gonna be able to do it, and, he blew me off 3 times. I was like, "Alright, fuck you, dude. Not happening anymore."
I mean,
And then the time came and I needed my computer, so I couldn't do it anyways, but
that's crazy. I mean,
it's
like,
just weird. Try to help fucking people and give them a hand, and it's just so
well,
crazy, like,
like
it
So like my assistant, he was big in Smite. He was big in Smite and Hearthstone. Those are like his two games, and he played The Witcher and a bunch of other ones. But like he had the full setup. The only thing he needed was a microphone and a webcam.
Oh, there you go.
Like that was it. And I'm like telling him, I was like, dude, I've been watching this guy Tim the Tap Man. Like this is when I first figured out who Tim the Tap Man was. I was like, I've been watching this guy Tim the Tap Man, bro. Like he made fucking $500 last night doing fucking nothing.
Damn.
You know, and he's like, whoa, I wish I could do that. And I was like, you can just fucking, buy a webcam. Like that sort of thing.
Some people, dude, you can't. I mean, lead a horse to water, and you can't make him drink.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy to think about, because like if you would have told, fucking 21-year-old Husky that I'd be doing this, I'd fucking have laughed in your face,
Dude, do you tell people that you're a streamer outside of here?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, most of the time I will say, I'll say like I'm a shipping manager and I stream at night, like that sort of thing. Because
Right.
it's one of those things. Just because there's like in the town that I like, so of course I'm in fucking the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. Half the fucking people up here, if they're not under the age of 20, don't know what the fuck streaming is.
Right.
So it's
Probably where the fucking internet is up there.
Oh, I mean, there's days when like the Apex update took fucking almost 7 hours or some bullshit like that.
God, what are your download speeds?
So normally I have 100, like 100, 110.
Oh,
When I was downloading Apex, it was at like 2.
man.
And it even got down into kilobytes per second at one point. I was like, awesome. This is fun. Yeah.
Especially when a fucking update. It's like, send me the whole fucking game. Just let me play.
Well, like, and that was the worst part as well, because like I did a bunch of videos for YouTube, so of course I want to get them up.
Right.
Like normally my thing is like I want to get up a video within half an hour of it, like either going live or the event or whatever. Half an hour.
Right.
Done.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
It was like 3.5 hours after.
Damn, that sucks. That fucks you.
And that was the thing, is like I'm just kind of sitting there like, yep, and it's like, and like I had a conversation with him.
If you are going to strike gold, it's going to happen in the first 20 minutes.
Like I had a conversation with Spectrum in my Twitter DMs, and they were like, well, like it sounds like it's a problem on your end and you're allowed to send a technician out. And I like immediately just responded back with like, it's always a problem on my end. You always send a technician out, and he always comes out here and suddenly everything's working well.
Right.
I'm just like, it's like, oh, fuck off,
It really sucks about those big like cable companies is they just have everyone by the fucking balls. Like most of the time you can only pick between one. Sometimes you don't even get to pick. Sometimes you get one.
Oh yeah, no, like in the building complex that I'm in, I'm pretty sure this is the only one. Like this is it.
That sucks. Like I have two. One is 20 megs download speed, so that one's not going to work.
Yeah.
And Xfinity, and that's the only option. And yeah, it sucks that they're doing this whole data cap thing now with internet. It's just ridiculous. Like I can only use 1,000 gig, a terabyte of download at home. Weird. I don't know if you guys have that there yet.
I don't think so. I mean, if we do, I don't fucking know.
Right. So you go ahead and try to download Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and you're 200 gigs in. It's insane. It's crazy
this game will be updated in 2 weeks.
Right. I was just talking about that on my stream. I don't know how risky you get over here. I don't know what I can say.
I mean, you say what you say, man. And if it's bad, then it probably won't make it. And if it's bad, then it'll probably make it. I mean,
we were talking a little bit on my stream about like downloading porn back in the day.
Yep, you were talking about that. You were talking about how I caught that. I was fucking cleaning my dishes, and I heard you over me. Back in my day, back when I used to download porn on LimeWire. You got to choose what area you used to download. So if you just download the first little bit of it,
get a sneak preview. You get to see if it's what you want. If not, kick it to the curb and delete the download, dude. That's the way to go. But I remember like using AOL and shit. And yeah, God, I'm so glad things have came a long way since then. AOL was so bad.
Oh, it was like I remember back in college, like, and this is when I was in college, like we'd be loading videos for YouTube. Think about that.
What does that even mean?
So, like, you would click a YouTube video and you would have to wait like 20 minutes to let the YouTube video load.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, fucking imagine that shit. Like,
dude.
But anyway, so podcasts. I mean, and this
why I asked this question because I knew this would happen.
Well, and this goes to this next thing that I wrote the appeal of them, and like this is kind of the appeal of mine is that like just because these are the topics down here doesn't mean that that's what we're going to be talking about the entire fucking time, you know.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, the way you do your topics, I really like that, and, that's something I wanted to say, when I watched you, you did it with Lauren, and I watched, almost completely, um, I really liked how you had, like, questions like, lined up. I dug that, dude. The amount of work you put into it is definitely shows, and, it's like I like how we can wander off, but you always have this list. You have this list to
oh, yeah, I
pull
mean, like I like literally like I mean I'm showing the camera right now, but yeah, I literally have a piece of paper in front of me that I write down the topics, I write down talking points that I want to talk about, and then I literally write down the intro every week.
Oh, so it's scripted. The beginning part's scripted,
Hmm.
huh? Huh. So that reading thing, that cut a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I got to cut everybody a little bit.
Okay? I have a big chat, people talk a lot,
I got
it's hard
I. I gotta cut everybody a little bit, all right? Nobody.
I love it in my chat, people like phonetically sound shit out for me too, and I'm like, "Car, car, automobile?" It's like,
I'm sitting there like today. I fucking went in and I wrote something, and you read it wrong 4 times, and like I was like rewriting it, and then I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just think what he. I just let him think that he read what he read. Fuck it. Why not?
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's up with me, dude. It's like you're reading so much so fast, and you're trying to have a conversation with I mean, sometimes in my chat, I would be like literally like 7 people I'm having separate conversations with.
Weird flex, but okay.
It's not a flex. I'm not flexing. I'm just saying, like, it's all right. I am flexing. I'm good at multitasking. Okay, I keep track of a lot of different conversations at the same time.
I mean, I was gonna say more like weird flex that your chat's bumping, but I mean, all right, that works too.
My
Um,
chat, but that's about it. I wish it. I mean, obviously everyone does, but it's tough, huh? Being a streamer and like getting it to like you like get to a level, and it to get to that next fucking level is so hard.
when it's weird as well because like it's one of those things where like you want to communicate with chat, right? Like you want to have a dialogue with chat, but then you
Yeah.
watch some of the big streamers and even some of like the medium streamers. Some of them don't fucking read their chat, and if they do, it's like it's donations or
Subs
yeah,
or yeah, bits, and that's the only thing they read.
So I mean, it's one of those things. Like I normally try, like unless I'm doing a series for YouTube or I'm doing the podcast. Most of the time, I try to read chat. Otherwise, I'm reading it. I'm just not answering anything. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like tonight, I've like chat has been at different points. Just kind of constantly going. I haven't fucking answered anything said, but I've read everything.
But the cool thing about what you're doing though, and like reading but not answering sometimes, and you're like building that, and you're to the point you are now doing that. And the nice thing about that is you're not tied to reading chat. So like my stream, I read everything in
Mm-hmm.
chat, and it's the chat makes my stream. If it wasn't for chat, my stream would suck, honestly. So I appreciate all those guys so much. Wink, wink. Thanks for coming, guys. Keep on coming. I love you guys.
Yeah,
Without you, I'm
yeah, just all you guys need is just keep on coming on them.
on all of you guys. I need all you guys in unison to come to me. Jesus Christ.
um.
But like without chat, for real, my stream's nothing. Like sometimes it'll be dead. I don't know what the fuck to say.
Well, that like there's times when like I'll do something and like it's one of those things where like I was doing my channel trailer. I was actually working on it on stream. I
Mhm.
had I think 8 people, and I said. Like I actually like I just asked. I was like, "So what do you guys think? Like, does this look good? Like, what do you guys think?" I literally waited 10 minutes. No one responded, and I'm like, "Cool, good talk, guys." You know,
Right,
like
yeah.
there's times where that happens, and then there's other times where like I say I mess up and I say the wrong thing, and something goes,
Like clips it. You don't even fucking know it's there. It's in your clips
bro.
forever.
See, that's the thing is like no one other than me, no one clips on my channel.
Dude, I clip shit sometimes. I bet there's a clip in here that I clipped of
Oh,
yours.
probably, but it's like it's not like with like a lot of other channels. It's like you like especially with yours, you have a ton of people clipping stuff all the time. All of
Yeah.
my clips is me rewatching the VOD and then clipping stuff.
30 days ago. 30 days ago, I clipped something. Not even 30. When was this? When was this clip? 9 days ago.
What the fuck did
Did
you
you know that was
clip?
in there? Look at that. You don't even know I'm on here clipping shit. I'll post it.
It's gonna get blocked. PC is the master race. You mean that one?
Yeah, that one, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Shocking. You know.
Yeah, I try to clip when I can when I see something good. Um, I kind of suck in chats, honestly. I'm not very good at I'm a quick fast typer, but like getting my words out in text form sucks. I just can't do it.
Well,
Um,
I try to be in. I try to be in a lot of people's chats. I try to be, work my way around. Um,
right.
but
That
like,
definitely helps too.
oh yeah, I mean, there's times when it's really tough doing it, but like, sometimes as well where it's like, I'll be in people's chats and either it's one of those things where like I'll be in there and then it's like, oh yeah, that's a reason why I'm not in this chat, or
Oh, what's the reason why you don't come there?
or just like in like someone's that I know.
No, mine specifically. Why don't you come to my chat?
I'm always in your chat. I just never say shit.
I'm just kidding.
But no, like there are some people where it's like I'll be in their chat and like they just say something, and it's like, and I'm talking about like friends, like people that I'm in their chat, they're in my chat, but like they say something or like something happens or just like a certain thing, and I'm just like nope, and I'll leave.
Damn, I need an example of this. I'm gonna take a note so I can ask you once we shut this off.
Um, so like
But
there was one where at one point and like, and of course I'm not gonna name anyone.
right.
I'm sitting there, I'm in chat, I'm just, I'm reviewing it, I'm watching, and it was said something along the lines of, I'm playing the game, so you guys pick what music we listen to, because I'm providing the entertainment, and this is the only thing that I'm asking of you. I'm
Jesus.
still kind of sitting there, like, I'll go listen to my own fucking music, thank you. It's like, all right.
Right. This is your fucking stream. You handle the fucking music.
I just, like I said, I like that's a very
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
specific, you know.
It's weird how things it is weird how, like, especially with people on the internet, because like we know each other, a lot of us know each other, but at the same time, you know, I mean, we really don't fucking know each other outside of the stream, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't take much to like break that bond a lot of the time or
Oh,
that
true. I mean,
friendship.
like, well, there's some people that will come in and, like, of course, like I said, I'll be playing Apex with the guys, and they'll say some bullshit, right? Like, you suck. Oh, we need to find a new third. Like shit like that. And I'll be like, and I kind of laugh it off because I know them. But then there's people that come into my chat that are followers or subs, and they'll be like, "Oh, why are you being a noob?" And like, I'll be sitting there like, you don't have the fucking right to say that. You can fucking leave if you don't want to be here.
Oh, really? That kind of shit bugs you?
Oh, depending on the situation and who it is that says it, yes.
Right. Especially if you don't know the fucking person. Like you don't know the intent behind it.
Well, like that's the thing is like there's some people that can say that, and I'll be like, okay, I kind of know that person. Like if you came in and said that, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you, Anthony. Fuck you. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But like there's
yeah.
some people that will come in and say that, and I'm just like, no. Like if you don't want to fucking be here, fucking leave. It's like I'm not. You know.
Mhm.
Which also retorted to my favorite message I've ever seen on Twitch, which is I'm gowing to watch Ninja. Bye.
Oh my god. They tried their best, it sounds like.
Oh, they're like
Oh, man.
GOWINGNIJA. And I'm just kind
Wow.
of sitting there, and I read it, and I'm like, okay, bye.
Right.
Like, I like,
Good luck.
yeah.
Hopefully you can find that.
Um,
Yeah,
but
the trolls on my stream is, like, highly encouraged. I don't know. I personally like the trolls. I think it's fun to bicker with them.
mhm.
And even if they say something mean, I mean, I guess go for it. I mean, I don't know. You
there's
know?
there's some that like that I fuck with, and then there's some where like it gets to a point where it's like, all right, dude, like you need to fucking just leave or just calm the fuck down. Like as soon as you start like threatening me and my family, and I was like,
Right. I recently had my first ban on my channel.
really?
I didn't personally ban him, but, one of my mods did. They just had enough of his shit. I'm like, "Alright, dude, you're my mod. If you don't want him here, he's not here."
Awesome.
You know, within reason. So that was kind of exciting. That was, about 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Almighty Bando, rip. It's nice knowing you, dude. It sucks too because Almighty Bando was in my stream since the very
I was
beginning.
gonna
Very
say, holy shit! Like I thought you were saying like that was the dude that banned it. I was, goddamn.
No, Almighty Bando is gone.
Just
I don't know, there was something up with that dude for sure, but he never really gave any quality content.
well, like that's like the ones that always coming to mind, and normally during Madden. That's why
Oh,
I recently put on. Actually, I don't even know if I fucking turned it off. I put on follower only chat during certain
oh,
things.
Oh,
Yeah.
huh.
I started doing that during Madden now because it's like I'll just get people to come on and they just start talking shit, and then if I tell them to go fuck themselves, then immediately it goes from like, oh, you suck, you're not good at this, da 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 da, to yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill your mom and shit like that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, guy, like, calm down,
Yeah, like, this is the internet, dude. Like, you can see me, I can't see you. This isn't fair.
yeah, yeah. It wouldn't be fair if I could see them. Let's just put it like that.
The cool thing is about streaming too, and you doing this podcast now is, they kinda go hand in hand, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm kinda seeing that right now because I'm kinda starting to post things on YouTube, because Twitch fucking sucks and deletes clips now. Um, and so I'm starting to post things on YouTube and editing some videos. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm doing something with it.
Hmm.
And, um, my first thought was to start clipping just my actual exercise, like when I'm actually lifting weights,
Hmm.
because that's pretty short. But that's not very fucking entertaining, to be
Well, like,
honest.
well, and I remember, we talked about it at one point. I think I was in your chat when you were talking about it. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, if you did like a weekly or bi-weekly, monthly sort of thing, I think that would be good. But then one of the other things you could do, and it's one of the things that like some like bigger streamers do, and people who have the time to do it, is if you did just kind of like the random bullshit of the month.
Oh, so like clips, funny things that I remember or
Well, like, yeah, just like funny shit that happened during the stream, or someone said something and made you laugh, or you said something, fucking, like tongue in cheek, and like that sort of thing. If you do
oh, I
just
love
random videos like that, because then what you'll have is you'll have your workout side of it, but then you'll also have the showing who you are side of it too.
right.
You
Yeah, I
know,
really like that. That kinda leads me to a question for you is, how do you do that? So if you were me in that situation, I mean, I stream daily,
Mhm.
2.5 hours a day. How do I do you actually mark your stream
Nope.
at things that you wanna clip while you do it, or do you actually watch the whole thing back to clip what you want?
Depending on what it is, I rewatch everything.
Damn.
So for instance, it's like for what you would want to do, it would be a little bit more difficult. And that's when
Mhm,
you would have someone like you can get people to timestamp stuff. So if you had like a mod in there that you always know is going to be in there, and
mhm.
like tell them to timestamp stuff, like hey, make sure you timestamp like funny shit or this or that. They can actually go in and timestamp it. So when you go out of your stream, you'll see those timestamps, and then you can go straight to them, like that sort of thing.
Oh, that's dope, so you can do that.
Yeah, so what I do is I actually go back and rewatch it. But when I say rewatch it, what I mean is I'm actually skipping through finding the clips because, of course, like with Apex, if you're clipping through and then suddenly you have one kill,
Right.
yeah, okay, you have one kill. If you don't remember a dope sniper kill or like a 360 shotgun kill, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
If you start skipping through and suddenly it goes from 1 to 5,
Yep.
then it's like okay,
You
hold
know.
up a second, you know.
Yeah, see, that would be much easier for you to do with that, but to do, like, talking, I'd have to physically listen to everything.
Yeah, and so that's kind of like the other thing that like I've done in the past is I've actually written it down.
Oh, that's a good idea
So all
too.
I'll do is I'll just write like for instance, if you said something funny now, all I'd write is like a minute 40 or 140. So at an
I guess
hour
it's
40,
easier. It's easier now that we get to see the running time. I
hmm
love this update. I don't know about you.
well, I mean, like, so you use Streamlabs OBS, right?
No, I use vanilla.
Yeah, no,
Just
see, I use Streamlabs OBS. I'm like one of the only people that use it and like using it. I
huh.
feel
Have you ever what do you like about it? Why do you like it
it's
more?
just easy, man. Like everything's fucking easy. Like I literally like if I need something, I know exactly how to do it. I know exactly what to press. Like it's like I see some of the different stuff that like, and I've talked about this in the past. Like a lot of what everybody else does looks so fucking advanced to the bullshit that I do.
Right.
You know, like Xander had like his like whole like channel audio thing that he had up at one point, and
And
like
there for a second, dude, I gotta give that guy a round of applause. He's
oh yeah,
fucking
he's
crushing it,
he's
dude.
killing it right now with everything.
Crushing it. Kudos to that dude, man. For real, his shit looks so clean. The things he's doing for everyone looks so
Oh
clean.
yeah,
He's
hundred
doing
percent.
exactly what he should be doing, in my opinion.
Oh, facts.
For
Um,
sure.
but like,
He
yeah,
found
so
it.
he brought up that audio thing on his screen at one point, and I'm sitting there looking at it like, the fuck is that? Like
What was it? What was it? I don't even know what it was.
it was just like an audio box, but it was like it
Oh,
was
okay.
controlling the audio of everything, and I'm sitting there like, cool. I have it says mixer,
Right.
and then it says desktop, and yours goes up when you speak,
Right.
and then
Right.
mine's mic, and that
Right.
goes like.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
So it's funny seeing what everyone else does and like how advanced everyone else's stuff is, and then I'm sitting here and I'm like, mine's just very basic, very simple. I know where everything is, but like I feel like my stuff's clean still, you
The
know.
thing that's cool though is like that doesn't like even though his shit is super advanced and pretty and just looks amazing,
Hmm.
that's not what does it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's not it. That's not what does it. That's not what makes or breaks you. That's something I try to focus a lot on my stream is like doing specifically because my community is pretty small. Like the sports and fitness community in general is small. It's big but small, and I'm trying to just do shit that no one else is doing.
Yeah.
You
See,
know?
I would say yours is loyal but small. That's what I would
Yeah,
say because I've come on different days and it's like you're 25 viewers and I'm like fucking all right, get it, you know.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely cool, and I try to spread that love to some people, like rating other guys, like either whether it's you or whoever it is. But honestly, it just doesn't work. It doesn't help. Um,
I think it's just tough because like certain people want that,
yeah,
like they know what they want basically, like I can tell, I can tell everyone like, hey, go over and follow, and follow and watch you. But if they don't
right.
want to watch someone work out or talk about working out or any of that stuff, they're not gonna
Or
fucking go do it.
somebody talk about licking buttholes. Yeah, if
Yeah.
they're not into that, they're not gonna want to be there.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of my chat probably is into that, but
I mean, have you seen this prank command? The exclamation point
no,
dart?
I can only imagine. Oh yeah, no, no, I have. It's him fucking like yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I have. It's beautiful.
So fucking great,
It's
dude. It's so
beautiful.
simple, but so great.
But when
God.
that's kind of one of the things that I like I was saying earlier with channel trailer. I think that's going to be huge for Twitch. I think the
Yeah,
channel trailer thing is going to be fucking huge for Twitch.
I think so too. You're doing it what you did is cool. I dig that for sure.
Well,
Mine
that's what I was going to say to you is with the whole clipping thing. That's all that was just me looking back through clips that I had because I've saved
Mhm.
all my clips for the last year and a half now that I've been doing this.
Damn. How many gigs? How many oh, that's another question I have for you. Fuck. So, how big is your external? Is like my first question, I guess.
My external, let me see here, is it says 1.8, so I'm going to say it's 2.
2 terabytes.
Yep.
And how much video do you have on that?
Oh, let's see here. Clips. If I go properties, there's 925 files in clips.
Damn.
That's just clips. If I go YouTube videos, there's 119 files, and
And you save all your YouTube videos?
that's from last year. And
Oh,
yes,
holy fuck, dude.
so this
Wow.
year, as of this year, right now, I have 909 clips. And see, the YouTube one's going to be a little bit off because I have images as well,
Okay.
but it's 680.
See, that's the thing though is wow, okay, so you have quite a bit, and I was always under the impression that video took up an insane amount of space.
Oh yeah, like my entire hard drive is just like my clips, my videos, like that's it.
Hmm.
So in the last I have 664 gigs of just videos for the last year, like year and a half.
Wow. Sounds like me in high school.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like me still to this day. It's just the other hard drive that's over there somewhere.
Right.
Um,
Uh,
but yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things. I needed to do it because I couldn't keep it all on my laptop. That was the big thing. Is like I can't have all this on my laptop. Like,
no, no way. That's why I wanna start posting stuff on YouTube is because from what I understand, you can have unlimited amount of
mhm.
videos on.
Well, and that's the big thing that drove me to it was that I played a game called Hue. It's the very first series I uploaded to YouTube, and I loved the game so much, and it hit a chord with me that I was like, I
Mhm.
want to share this with people who probably have not seen this. Because it's a small indie game, of course. Like nobody fucking knows
Right,
half the small indie games that I've played. I could list fucking 5 video games that I've played that are small indie games that like the majority of my chat, your chat, have never heard of before.
right,
You know,
right.
but they're cool games, and I wanted to share that, and that was the thing that that was the main thing behind my YouTube, and then now it's evolved into I post every single day. I have 3 series going every single week, twice a week. I have the podcast. I have a random video. I do reactions to trailers. I do
Dude.
reactions to, like, reviews. I do,
Yeah, dude. I respect the hustle big time.
it's well, and it's one of
Definitely.
like there's some days where it gets heartbreaking.
Just as like the amount of work you put in compared to what you're getting out of it.
Well, yeah. So, like, for instance, like, if I like look through here, like, and it's weird as well to me sometimes. So, of course, like I said, I do 3 series a week, and I upload twice a week, right?
Mhm.
So, of course, if it's a series, you'd want to be watching like from part one all the way through, right? Ideally.
For sure.
So, Unravel Part 11 has 0 views. Unravel Part 12 has 3.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I mean, and it's one of those things like when you put up a video and it gets 0 views, and then you're sitting there and
Yeah.
it's just like.
But
But then on the
I
other
mean,
side, like, I put up a video called My Cookie Dealer, unboxing and review, which is 25 minutes long and has almost 400 views. So it's like,
dude, that's so fucking cool, dude.
like there's
Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean,
weird, like, back and forth with it.
and you're really just hoping that one of those, and you never know which one's gonna work. You
Exactly.
know,
I
you may
like
do a series and people are like, somebody's like, "Dude, this is fucking excellent,"
well
you know?
the funniest thing is that there's an analytical part. Okay.
Mhm.
So you can see when it hits certain people and everything, right? So the funny one for me was looking at the views of My Cookie Dealer because they actually shared it on their official page.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I'm like looking at it, like, this was in like the first week. I can't see it now because it's been longer than a week. But the first week, it was like in the first 3 hours or 4 hours of it going live, it had like 20 views or something like that, and then it immediately fucking skyrockets up to like 170 between
Damn,
hours like 4 and 5 because they shared it, and they actually shared it. So on like on Instagram, you just slide up and it takes you straight to my video.
that's so cool, dude.
Like, so, like, that was like a kind of like a okay, that hit because of that. Like,
Right.
the Fortnite Star Wars event, that
That one
video
did
has over 1,000 views.
holy shit.
But it
That's
was
awesome.
but it was when Fortnite was at its peak, and it was
Yeah.
at when Star Wars was about to be released.
Right. Yeah, you just have to really, that's the thing with it seems like with YouTube is you just really have to strike that chord, that like frequency where it's just like that perfect hum that's exactly what they're looking for, you
And
know?
and that's kind of why I started doing a little bit more reaction stuff as well, because, like, I realized reaction stuff hits. I realized
Yeah.
unboxing, like, opening stuff hits, you
Yeah.
know.
That's something I actually wanted to talk to you about, and I had it written down in my notes for things to ask you was,
Oh.
I heard you briefly mention this, and, I think it was in this past week, about doing box breaks. I think you mentioned this. So, like, or maybe you didn't mention this, and you said something that made me think about this. So my buddy's dad used to do this was back in the day. This had to have been 15 years ago now, but he used to get in these box breaks with people where they would buy a box of football cards, for instance, um,
Mm,
or
okay.
baseball cards, like sweet. What was the big one? It was like Sweet Spot Classic Plus or something was the name of one of these
Yeah.
cards and or types of cards. And somebody would buy a box of them. Everyone would enter, pay $50 a spot to get into some of these box breaks. And then
Mhm.
this guy would open up all the cards on stream, hold each one up to the screen, and whatever teams you pick, not pick, whatever teams you got in the raffle, basically is how they did it. You got any card that came out of that box from that team.
Yeah.
And
So I've done
dude,
I've done 2 giveaways on my channel.
okay,
And I was trying to think of a way because I have a buddy who does it, and his is all based off of if you've subbed to him before, like that sort of
okay,
thing. So I'm sitting there like, okay, so he's making money, like that sort of thing.
hmm,
And I'm like, I kind of don't want to do that though. I was like, I don't want to have people have to pay to get something. So
right,
I've done 2 giveaways. One of them was Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That was the first big one that I did.
neat. Do
Then,
people still do those things?
oh, bro, I had most of those videos are like some of my best videos as well. They have like,
Damn, really?
yeah, they have like between 50 and 100 views, I think. Um,
I love people. They're so
when
crazy.
that's the thing is like, so like that, and I had like 30 people enter.
Wow.
So, and this is this, right? Okay, so you ready for this? This is how you enter. You subscribe to my YouTube, you follow me on Twitch, and then you comment on the giveaway video what your Twitch account name is.
Damn, so you had 30 people do all 3 of those things.
Yeah. So think about it
That's
like
all
that. I'm growing both channels.
Why don't you do that more?
because it's tough figuring out what to do, and also it's one of those things where, like, for instance, the Yu-Gi-Oh thing that cost me like $200 in Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah.
cards, you know. So it was
So
one of
it's
those, and then of course
37
I pay shipping,
right.
you know. So like
Yeah.
I've done Yu-Gi-Oh and I did a League of Legends one. The next one I'm actually gonna do, and I've already like I haven't figured it out, but I've said it multiple times that I want to do it. Is going to be a sneak one because I love sneak.
Dude, that's perfect.
So I'm going to do. There's a sample pack that you can buy. So I'm going to do a sample pack and give that away for free, basically.
That's awesome. That's
There's
awesome.
that, and then of course, people have told me that I should do Magic. People have told me I should do Pokemon cards. People have told me I should do football cards, and like there's all these different ones that I kind of want to do. I just got to. I want to figure out how to do them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How does your football stuff do?
Um, depends.
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, like when, because of course I did. The thing that got me affiliate last year was the draft,
Oh,
and my
okay.
draft like was unreal for my channel. This year it didn't really pop that much, but that's also because there was like fucking seven other people fucking just straight up just streaming the draft.
Yeah.
Um,
That piss
but
you off?
oh, 100%, it always
Did
does.
I piss you off when I was doing it?
No, because when you were doing it, like you were doing Thursday night, and I wasn't doing Thursday night, and like
Oh,
I
yeah.
even told you, I was like, I just want you to know, like, and I think I said, like, I told you, like,
Yeah.
you know, but
Oh,
like,
I knew. I knew, and I
yeah,
did. I got banned for 24
yeah.
hours.
I mean, and it's one of those things. It's
Dude,
just
it's
like
worth
it's
it though, dude.
oh,
I got
100%.
somebody I got a couple guys that are still around from that. They pop in every once in a while too, or a couple guys from that pop in like, "Hey, fucking Dolphins," or something, you know?
Yeah, right. I mean, well, like that's the thing is like that's why I wanted to do like my play by play
Yeah. Yeah, your
because
play-by-play is cool. It sucks that you can't show fucking video, man.
when that's the thing is like that's one of the reasons why I started doing the NBA G League stuff was because I can't show the footage.
Oh, okay.
But of course, I don't know anything about
What?
fucking basketball, and then I get
And it's
torched
the
by a fucking
fucking
Karen on Twitter,
and it's the fucking G League.
bro. There's like so, like it's funny because it's the G League. So the first game I ever watched, I saw a guy named Rajon Tucker playing. He was playing for the Minnesota team, fucking killing it. Like
Mhm.
wasn't overly flashy, just doing what he needed to do. And immediately I'm like, I'm on board. I went followed him on fucking everything. Like 2 months later, he's still killing it. He gets signed by the Utah Jazz. One of my relatives lives in Utah and has season tickets to the Jazz.
Oh.
So he actually bought a goodie pack full of Utah Jazz gear, including a authentic Rajon Tucker jersey, which is like a swimsuit on me. But so like I made an unboxing video for that, and
He gave you all this?
yeah, my uncle, like my relative did. They just gave me it here.
Oh, that's cool.
So I opened it on stream. I did an unboxing video sort of thing. I put it up and I tagged Rajon Tucker in it. He retweeted it and he's like, tough. And
Damn, that's cool.
I'm sitting there just kind of like,
Huh.
fucking, I love you, you know?
Totally fanboyed out for a second.
Oh, exactly. You know, like like anytime, like I tag because I do it every now and then with Madden stuff and just different stuff. Like I'll tag people and stuff. If they like it, I immediately fanboy out because it's just like this shouldn't be happening. Like there's
Yeah,
no reason why, you know, like Lendell White or you know like Ndamukong Suh or you know the big one for me is Orion Stewart. There's no reason these guys should be liking my post. I'm a fucking small time streamer in middle of Vermont. Like
right, right. Yeah, the internet, man, it brings people together.
you ain't kidding. But so I mean, and the funny thing is like so looking here at the podcast thing, I have the appeal of them and then favorite topics. And like it's kind of one of those things though where it's like we've already talked about both of those in just this mad rant that we just went on for the last 20 minutes, half hour,
Right.
you know. Um so poker.
Poker.
Wrapping it up, poker. Explain poker to me because I don't know understand poker.
So you've never played poker?
Never played poker.
Man. So I started playing poker when I was so my friends, my core group of friends, this is sort of weird. This is a little side story real quick. I was like I was 11 when I was 11 hanging out on my street and I met Frank. And Frank is 5 to 6 years older than me at times, which is weird as an 11-year-old having friend and then Frank befriending an 11-year-old at like 17. It like makes no fucking sense. So Frank like brought me into his group of friends. So I'm this like 11, 12-year-old hanging out with all these 18-year-old kids. which is just fucking weird in itself. But part of that is a lot of those guys played poker.
Okay.
So I started playing poker at like 12, and we didn't play for very much money back then. I mean, we were all pretty young and didn't have much money, so it was like $5 buy-ins and things like that. And I was winning enough money to buy like packs of cigarettes and things. Um, as a kid, yeah, smoking as a kid, that was cool. But
No.
yeah, real stupid. But hey, kids do dumb shit.
Yeah, I was
Like,
about to say yeah.
um, but yeah, so that's when I started playing poker originally, and I took it so serious right away. I don't know why I did. I just got it, and I understood like just how to play, and there was a skill to it. With poker, you can something that really drew me into poker was you can lie, you can bluff, and it's encouraged. And if you can get away with a bluff or a lie, um, you can win a hand that you shouldn't win. So, um, man, so you've never played poker at all?
Nope. I've never. I've still. And that, so these are the three things that I've written down. Okay, ready for this? Explain.
Nice.
Never played,
Right.
and don't see the entertainment.
Don't see the entertainment. So, okay, so the entertainment is winning or losing money. Gambling in general. I don't know. Do you like to gamble at all?
I mean, not really. To be 100% honest, I don't have money to be able to waste like that. Like,
Right. No, and I get that too. I don't really enjoy gambling that much anymore either. But poker is a bit different because you're only putting in what you want to put in, and you're only putting it in when you are sure you can win, if that makes any sense. So you're not putting in money unless you think you can win.
yeah.
And the other cool thing about poker is you're never so the reason why poker is different than other forms of gambling like roulette or blackjack is poker you're playing against other people. You're not playing against a casino
Hmm.
ever. The way the casino makes the money from poker is they take a little bit out of every pot. They rake the pot is what it's called. Um so yeah, the appeal to me was is that you could have a bad hand and your opponent can have a better hand than you, but he doesn't know what you have, and you can bet as if you have a better hand than him and win the pot. Uh Yeah, so I don't know, it's a lot of fun, and the reason why I wanted to talk about it was, um, what made me think about that as a topic was, the anniversary for Black Friday just came up, which was Black Friday was a point in poker where the, shit. So in 2000, I think it was 2000, 2002, a guy named Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of Poker.
Okay.
He won like $1 million. And when he did that, he won that by winning a satellite. He didn't have to pay to enter the tournament. The tournament cost $10,000 to play in. Anybody can play in it. You just have to have 10 grand. The way he got into the tournament, I think he was like a mailman. But the way he got into the tournament was he won satellite tournaments, smaller tournaments on Poker Stars, and if you win those tournaments, you got a seat in the World Series of Poker, and he did. So it cost him nothing to play in it. And he ended up winning, and then that kind of caused this poker boom to happen, where a lot of normal people wanted to start playing online poker because they think they can make millions of dollars too.
Okay.
All these people started playing online poker on a lot of these sites like Full Tilt Poker and Poker Stars and Absolute Poker, and um, yeah, it caused this big online poker boom. But in 2011, um, oh, well, I guess playing online poker was never completely legal. It was legal for, like, us to play, but it wasn't legal for anybody to process the money. So the people who were moving the money around
Oh, okay.
were doing the illegal shit. They weren't supposed to be they were technically laundering money. And, but the player was not doing anything wrong. So what ended up happening was the DOJ ended up shutting down online poker November 15th, 2011. I remember because a birthday, somebody close to me, and online poker shut down. People were playing, but this is the thing that's crazy about it is like some of these online poker pros or just pros in general, they're buying in and playing for like hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time, like bets.
Yeah, like I
And
just.
yeah, and it's crazy because, like, as a small like, I mean, I was playing for, like, $10 buy-ins and shit, but you can watch these guys play. You can double click their table, and you can see, holy shit, that's Phil Ivey playing against fucking Isla Dur 1, which was a made-up name, and no one ever knew to this day who that even was. He was just some guy with millions of dollars.
That's funny.
And yeah, that was pretty cool. Everyone had theories on who they thought it was, and, dude, this guy was just busting everyone up. It was crazy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I used to really love poker.
See, I never got into them much. I mean, I just I never was around it, and by the time I did start learning of like what card games were,
Mhm.
it was like in college, and like it was one of those things where some people were like trying to like make it be like oh well, if you do this then you take a shot or this that. And I'm sitting there like just let me fucking get drunk. Like
Right, right.
like I said, I don't see like I never saw the entertainment value in it for me. Like yeah, I can lie to fucking anyone. I've done it many a time. You know.
See, that's where I think the appeal would be. I think he would play and be like, "Oh, okay." You fucking blow somebody out a big pot, and you get this, like, jolt of, like,
See,
"Okay, this."
so the other little thing with it is that there's a lot of addiction in my family.
Oh, okay.
So my one of my uncles in America, well my dad's uncle, he is currently down in rehab. He somehow got there. We don't know how he got there.
For
After
alcohol abuse or drug
alcohol,
abuse?
yeah, alcohol. At least that's the only thing we know.
Right.
But he like goes in and out of. He's been in and out of three different rehab places in this state in the last like 2 years. Broken into
Damn.
houses, like in and out of fucking clean houses, in and out of just this and that, like yeah, just ran like in and out of jail, like it's just,
Yeah.
and that's in my blood, like that's in my genetics. I used to chew, I chewed in college. Soon here,
Did
I think it's within like a week. I think it's within a week. So I'm actually gonna be hit my 4 year sober mark with no chew.
congrats, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a crazy one.
What's your dip of choice?
Um, so it used to be Grizzly Wintergreen.
That was mine, grizzly
It
wintergreen.
used to be Grizzly Wintergreen, and then I dated a girl who used to chew Grizzly Mint.
Jesus Christ, what a special lady she was, I bet.
Oh yeah, all the yeah. I was gonna say I don't know how many of the guys are still in my chat, but they all know who the fuck she was.
Good
They will hate
grief.
her. But yeah, she used to do Grizzly
Mint
Mint.
burns too, dude. It
Yeah.
burns different than wintergreen
Well,
does.
see, she used to chew mint, and she hated that I chewed wintergreen, so she like started buying me mint when I would get low and I needed a tin.
Oh, okay,
So I
right.
got to one of those points where I started doing that, and then it started getting to a point where I started spitting blood.
Oh
So I
god.
started doing pouches.
Oh, yeah, they had those snooze things. Did you
No,
chew
so
the
no, I
camel
like I not
snooze?
well. So we had those too. We used to use those in class. Um,
Uh,
we used to use those in class, and I came up with a jingle at one point. There was something like camel snus gets you fucked up while in class. Um, but like
the fr were so gross. I didn't even like them.
oh,
They did
so like
so.
they have just like normal pouches.
Mhm.
So that's what I was using at one point, but I was using like four at a time because my pockets were so big in my gums.
Oh,
But like yeah, I did that. I started as a freshman, and like I quit like 4 years ago, like that sort of thing.
do you ever miss
Um,
it?
there's times when I do, like
Right.
when I was going to coaching like conventions and stuff. I used to chew a lot during those to keep me awake. When I play Madden, I used to put a chew in when I started a game. At halftime, I would take it out and put a new one in, and then start to play the second half.
Damn.
I was going through 2 tins a day.
Holy fuck.
I
That's
used
so much.
I used to chew 1 tin at work, and then I would come home and chew 1 tin.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever accidentally take a swig of your spitter?
Oh, all the time.
Dude, I remember one time I was playing video games and took a big swig of the spitter. Oh god, it was so bad.
There was one time I won't mention his name, but it was I think it was either my freshman year or sophomore year. I can't remember which one now. One of my buddies had a beer in one hand and a spitter in the other, and he eventually started switching them because of how drunk he got. And we
Oh, dude.
noticed it, and we mentioned it to him, and he goes, "No, I'm not." And then
Oh,
he spat into the beer,
it's so
drank the beer, drank the spitter, spat back into the beer, and then like left or something like that. I was like, "Oh god
it's
damn it."
trying to kill me,
Um,
dude.
but yeah, no, I mean, so like that was one of the other one of the other ones with a lot of like certain things like that. Like I know I have a very addictive personality, like well not
Right.
personality, but like genetics. So like
Mhm.
as time has gone on, I've tried staying away from certain things like that. Especially
Yeah.
because like if I start getting a good like vibe for it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking put down $300 today. Fuck my rent, I'm gonna fucking win me, you know.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that kind of shit. You definitely only want to play with money you can afford to lose.
Yeah, see, like that's the thing is like I would just start using money
Right.
because
Yeah, I
like
remember.
it's one of those things where like I'll go through periods right now where it's like okay, first thing I do is I pay my rent. Second thing I do is I pay my bills. Third thing I do is I buy stuff on Amazon. Then the fourth thing I do is I buy food.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Poker was always a big thing for me. It was a big part of my life. We all used to play a lot. So yeah, I didn't know if you the reason why I made that chose that as one of the topics. I wasn't sure if you had some experience with it either, but
You know,
yeah, man.
I never really had much of anything with that. The only one, the only like, and of course, I don't know if it was poker or what it was, but I remember being a kid and my grandma had like the little handheld game versions of stuff like that.
Oh, like Yahtzee and shit like that.
Well, no, like of like card games, like 21, poker,
Oh,
and like it's just like you turn it on and then suddenly you're just like playing against a computer.
right.
But it's like a little
Yeah.
handheld, like digital, bullshit one.
Yeah, it looks like that bullshit Yahtzee one.
Yeah,
Do you remember that Yahtzee one?
yeah.
I think that was in like everyone's bathroom across America at one point.
hmm
Until cell phones came out and ruined it for everyone.
but
But yeah, um, yeah, I went through a phase of playing poker where I would yeah, I was underage. I was playing in a poker at a poker room. It was basically a casino, but not. It wasn't a casino. It was a just a room basically where they played poker. They had one up at a bowling alley, and I'd go in there. I was 17. I was underage, and I'd go to work. I'd come home, sleep until about 9 p.m., and then I would stay up at the poker room until 2 a.m. when they closed, and I'd play every day for months. And I ran it up. I made about like 3 or 4 grand playing up there over the course of
Jesus.
those months.
Yeah, so
Um,
I used to like go to school, come home, go to practice, come home, do like homework, play some games, go to bed. Like that was,
yeah, that was your thing.
I was really straight edge, man. When I was in high school, I like was super straight edge. Like I was just, I go to school, I come home, I go to practice, like that sort of thing. Like that was it.
Fuck, I still sort of am, honestly, as far as like, I mean, I rarely drink, like I'll have a beer. I'll have a beer or two, maybe three, but like as far as getting like shit faced, it's so rare for me.
Well, I guess the thing is like that was another one is like when I was in college, like I didn't know how to stop. And then
Um,
like there's certain times like when like if I get together with some of the college guys, like I drink like I used to, and within 20 minutes Husky's blackout and we don't know where he is or he's fucking throwing up
was that your
somewhere.
name back then? Husky as well?
No,
No.
no,
What
yeah.
was your nickname in college?
Everyone just called me by my last name.
Oh,
It was
okay.
either
I
my
see.
last. It was funny because it's like ever since my like buddies have been on stream now, they've said both my first and my last name at different points.
Oh yeah, I think I heard your name,
Yeah,
Colin, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Colin. So like they call me Colin, they call me Greenwood, like that sort of thing. It's just it's fun.
So that's
Like,
probably something we're trying to keep like kind of close to you, but it just got blown up a bunch of
well, like
with us.
it's one of those things that just it never came up. Like everybody just kind of called me Husky because that's what the name was.
Sure. I need it for
So
most.
yeah, so it's like it's just kind of it's one of those things where like you kind of take on more of that name, and it's funny now because I do hear them every now and then. Like they'll say like they'll pause and then they'll say like Husky or like they'll just say it, you know.
Right.
Um,
Yep.
but
Hmm. But yeah, that's kind of my poker experience there.
I mean, I mean, that's interesting. I mean, like, I was intrigued to see why that was a topic. So now that I know, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But since then they ended up opening online poker just became legal in Michigan again. I think October was when it started again. So I was thinking about getting back into it, but it's a grind. You have to play a lot. You have to put in a lot of hours.
Well,
Because
one of the things I was gonna say is like, can you do it and stream it?
yeah, you can. There's poker streaming. People stream poker.
Fucking send it then. It's like double.
The thing is, you have to put a massive delay on it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
true. Because you could get people coming in. Yeah.
and on top of that, you kind of don't. I don't know. Depending on how serious you are, I mean, yeah, you don't want people to know what the fuck you have or even what you had. So sometimes you'll bluff somebody and you won't show your cards. You'll just throw them away. Once they fold, you throw your cards away. So
hmm
that person across from you that just lost a couple $100 to you, he's like, "What did you have? What'd you have?" And you're like, "Sorry, dude, don't remember." And he's like, "Come on, just tell me, just tell me." And it's like, "Nah, dude, I'm not fucking telling you."
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
he seed something and he's like, he may think like, "Oh, well, I know that when he checked, that meant that he had this,"
hmm
but if he doesn't know, he doesn't know. And he has
I
to
mean,
pay.
it's kind of the same thing with like when me and my buddies play Madden.
Right.
We run certain things out of certain formations, and we do certain we have certain cues. So it's one of those things of setting it up and then doing something a little just enough different.
Right, so you can probably I would imagine Matt and there's a lot in that like, similar in that way where you probably start to get a read on somebody like, "Oh, here it comes.
Oh yeah.
Yep, here it comes," and boom, you fucking did it.
Hmm. Oh, 100%. All three of us have a certain there's one or two things that we always do. We know we always do it, so either we try to tweak it just enough to fuck with each other,
Right,
or
right.
we just stick to our guns, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and then you run it because he thinks that you're not going to.
Yeah, so it's
Like,
it's
right there. Yep, very
well.
similar.
All right. Well, that's the last topic. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about, or
Um, no, I think that about wraps it up.
I can officially say now this is the longest.
Let's
Um,
go. I'll take it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kinda not surprised. I can kind of fucking talk my ass off.
well, yeah. I mean, when we went from podcasts to just talking about YouTube and just random other shit. So I mean, I think that
Yeah.
topic itself was almost an hour. So
Well, that is something I was very I was very curious about because I know you put a lot of time into it, and,
it's. I mean, honestly, YouTube is a pain in the dick. To be 100%
yeah.
honest.
Are you seeing see, look, you wanna wrap it up, I'm about to fucking keep
Well,
going.
no, if you want to ask, go
Do
ahead.
you, do you see any growth? Like, do you see what
It's
am I trying to say? Is YouTube benefiting your stream at all? I mean, what actually my bad. I'm jumping all over the place now. My first question is, what is your main thing? The Twitch or the YouTube?
Twitch.
And then my second question is, do you see any growth happening because of the YouTube translating over to your Twitch?
Not even close.
Oh,
That was the whole idea behind it. Was
right,
because if you type in almost anything on YouTube, you can see people getting hundreds to thousands to millions of views, right?
right.
And
Mhm.
so my thing was okay, if I do YouTube, I can promote my Twitch through doing series, through doing reactions, through doing random ass videos, like that sort of thing.
For sure.
And it should both of them should grow.
Yeah.
No, that's not I've seen some growth, but it's very small. Like a lot of the people that follow me on YouTube are people who also were already following me on Twitch. I do have some people that are only followers on YouTube and not followers on Twitch.
Well, that's cool though.
Yeah, so I mean it's kind of, it's one of those things, but like I said though, it's a grind because it's knowing the right thing to do. Like right now, for instance, Apex Season 5, Valorant, those are kind of two hot topic videos,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
I've done, let's see here, I've done one, two, three, four, five videos on Season 5 and one on Valorant.
Damn, so you're doing like a video a day almost.
Oh no, I do. I upload every day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing is people don't realize that now. I think it was last month was the first month that I started uploading every single day,
Hmm.
and it's there is a another thing I did as well is that there's a pattern to what I do when I upload. So I have a series that goes Monday, Friday, Tuesday, Saturday, Thursday, Sunday, and those are
Mm.
all series that go up twice a week. Monday is when I post the podcast. Wednesday is my random day, and then if there's a random video I want to post, I will. Or if there's a reaction to it, like a trailer, I'll post that whenever it comes out.
Damn, that's dope. So yeah, I guess you'll probably rock this formula until you time for a change.
Oh
I
yeah, well
imagine.
it's I started doing that this like I said I started doing it this past month I think. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, beginning of April I started doing it. But before then though there was 1, 2, 3, 4 days where I didn't upload in March.
Damn. So you're definitely hustling.
Oh, it was. Oh, the thing that I like, it's a little bit bullshit and a little bit, just kind of big brain playing it. But for
Mhm.
instance, if I look at this, right now I'm uploading a series, Unravel, for instance, the game Unravel. The game Unravel is 23 episodes on YouTube.
Damn.
So that's twice a week.
Uh-huh.
So that's 11 weeks. I played Unravel 2 or 3 times on stream. Total actual time is 5 hours.
Damn.
So think about that. So if I sit down and I play one series that's a 5-hour game, that gives me 11 weeks worth of YouTube content. Uploading it
Right.
twice a week.
Now, do you think that it's, like, detrimental to do such a long, I mean,
Well, so
thing?
for instance, there's that one which is 23. Then there's a
Uh,
game, for instance, like Stone. Stone is a game I played recently. It was an hour and a half, and it's 7 episodes.
see? Yeah.
So like it all depends on what game it is, like that sort of thing, when it's uploaded, that sort of stuff. It's
Well, I
just
guess the more that you do, the more you'll get a feel for seeing what's working and what's not, and, yeah, I guess you'll see, right?
exactly. Well, like, and the other thing as well is that like the thing for me is that like I'm uploading these series because I find them cool, I find them interesting, um, and I want to share it with people because I don't feel like people have ever heard of these games, right?
Right.
Like there's
Yeah.
one of them, the one I just said about Unravel. At the beginning of the very first episode is me kind of getting really emotional because it was when like the COVID stuff was happening and the state basically went into lockdown, and my mom was at a point where she was like, I don't know if I'm going to be reopening.
Damn.
Like I don't know if my store can actually handle this. And it was that day that I finished the game, and my mom has a fabric shop. Unravel is a game about a yarn creature that's
Oh,
reliving family memories.
no, that's creepy.
So like it hit hard with me because my mom and me used to play games when I was a kid.
Damn.
So like I was getting really emotional at the end of it, and I was like, you know what? I just want to I'm gonna film just a little thing of me saying, that this is for my mom, that sort of thing.
Right.
And I
Cool.
did, and it was just kind of, but that's like right at the very beginning of that one, like boom, you start watching the video, and it's basically me in tears, kind of like saying like this is for my mom.
Fuck, dude.
But
How is your business holding up? Is it
it was
gonna make
so she, as of Monday tomorrow, or
Mhm.
today, depending on when you watch this, she will be able to reopen, and she's just changing her hours a little bit.
That's good. I really do, hope that she's able to get past all this shit because I know it's affecting so many people.
I mean, and that's the thing with like with like where I work. I honestly don't know if we're going to be reopening anytime soon.
Damn, dude, it's insane because, like, initially people thought, like, "Sweet, vacation." You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Let me collect this $900 a month, $962 a month is what people are getting a week
Hmm.
here in Michigan, and I mean, my where I work, we can't. I mean, you can't compete with $962 a fucking week. Like some of these jobs are 12, $13 an hour job.
Well, like that's
You
the
know,
thing is like the job that I work, I'm making twice as much on unemployment right now.
fuck,
Like
dude.
I'm not lying when I say this. I'm literally paying my bills still, and I have more in my savings than I've ever had in my savings my entire life.
Damn, dude, this isn't good.
Oh
Like
no,
I
it
know
isn't.
it's great, but like it's not good. I don't know what's gonna come of this, man. I think this is gonna change shit for years
Oh,
and years.
100%. I mean, that's one of the other things is like the reason why I've been able to do a little bit more on stream and stuff is because of this.
Yeah. So there's definitely pluses and minuses for sure,
Oh,
right?
100%. I mean, like the negatives are really big, but like the
Yeah.
pluses are like I've played. I mean,
The pluses are I played so many fucking
I mean,
video games.
well, like I'm looking out, like going back. Like let's see here. So like let's say what this happened. Fucking where am I at here? Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've played 7 brand new video games on my stream that I've never
Holy
played before.
shit,
I had my
dude.
first 50-hour week last week.
Damn.
I've put in almost 40 hours every single week.
Dude, that's so much streaming. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just like I'm able to do more, but it's one of those things though where it's like I want to go back to fucking work. Like
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that too. They're just like, "It was fun, but let's go fucking back to normal."
well, like that's the thing is like I want to go back to doing like I wake up at 5, I go to work at 6, I leave at 2, I come home, I do my bullshit things for 2 hours or 3 hours, and then I get on stream.
Amen, dude. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would have enjoyed it for a couple weeks. I didn't miss a single day of work. Literally nothing changed for me. I still because a lot of my things are self-contained. Like I work out in my basement.
Hmm.
Gym never closed. My work never closed. We laid off a couple people. we gave the option if you wanted to be laid off, you're more than welcome to, because things did slow down as far as sales.
Well, like
Uh,
that's the thing that sucks for me is that like yeah, we ship to two huge companies,
okay.
and so we ship like I don't give a fuck. I'm open with a lot of the list. We ship to Hot Topic and Spencer's,
Okay.
and they closed down most of the like almost all of their stores.
Yeah. So what the fuck do you do? I mean, you
Exactly.
got
Like at that point, like he basically like I mean I guess it's like furlough or furlong or something like that. I don't fucking know what the term is, but basically like the owner was like, we're gonna lay everyone off until this point, reevaluate, and hopefully we'll be back by then.
fuck, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, but the cool thing is though is that day is actually coming up here. It's in like 2 weeks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's in 2 weeks.
Yep. Something like that.
Fuck, dude, that's still so long,
I know.
though.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like I've seen that, and then like I've been looking at like what I want to do for the next 2 weeks on stream, and I'm kind of sitting there like I need to like kind of pump out some stuff real quick just to make sure that like
Yeah. Damn, dude, that's crazy. Well, I hope your company doesn't close and you don't have to find a new place to work.
yeah, I don't
And I
either. Like
mom's place too. I really hope she gets
I mean,
through this.
I think she's going to be fine. Like I said, it's we're in a small town,
Hmm.
and she has a fucking sewing fabric shop. Like it's something that not everyone needs.
But the thing is that sucks too is like right now and at times like these, her business would probably be booming
Oh yeah,
with
well,
people.
like that's why I'm intrigued to see what happens now that she can kind of reopen.
It sucks that she can't reopen before everyone else, though. You
Well, yeah,
know?
so she was doing a lot of like, oh, not a lot. She was doing some curbside, and like if you called, she would open up and just have you come in, sort of thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so she was doing some stuff like that, but it wasn't anything like overly exaggerated or anything. But
Right.
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Before we start going for another 30 minutes,
yeah, that's about all.
well, thank you for coming on today, Ida. I appreciate it.
No problem, dude. It was a pleasure. Anytime. If
Um,
you want to fucking
yeah,
keep going.
I was gonna say, any final comments to the people or to anyone out there, or
No, not really. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on sub to my YouTube. I only have 7 subscribers on YouTube. Feel free to click that follow button.
so here, if you give me your YouTube
Mm-hmm.
information, I'll drop it in the description as well.
Dope. Okay. But yeah, follow me there. Follow me on Twitch. I stream on Twitch Monday through Friday, 5:30 Eastern. I do a workout stream. But the workout stream is a lot of fucking banter. So
It's a lot
yeah,
of fun. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy coming by and checking you out every now and then.
cool, man. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, like I said, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I'll probably have you on at another point, in the future at some point. So,
Cool.
but so thank you all for coming out and watching. I appreciate it. And depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Stay out of trouble. Stay safe, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye.
See ya.